Feel.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready. Hello, everybody. I hope the sound is good. Let us know.
Cue the music.
There's music?
Should be music.
Where's the music? What music? What nerdy stuff for me? Hello. Okay. Why is it not updating? That's what I know. See? Oh, all right. Okay. Sound good? I just want to see it's okay. Yeah, I think we should be live. I don't know if usually I don't go live in these hours.
I think it's already.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So hello everybody. I think everybody's shocked. It's so early for me. I usually do it like super at night, the lives, because that's where my
I think this is the time. Well, it's already like what 3 right now.
3
Give or
p.m.
take 3 p.m. It's a face-to-face. Yeah.
Yes.
I have
Hello.
my cup of coffee with me.
I have my cup of tea, and now we're gonna spill all the beans.
All the beans. All right. How should we start this? How should we kickstart this?
What the heck? Why is she calling me? It's called Sia. Sorry, don't tell her. You know her?
I don't know who.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the name yet.
Good.
Good thing that we're not.
Yes. All right.
All right. How do we kickstart this? Should I introduce myself?
You see, Tamer here, he's got a problem.
I got a problem.
Yeah, he's technically an Arab, I guess.
Yeah, only 20%, I guess.
That's more than me, though.
That is more than you. Why? How many do you have? What's the percentage there?
So I don't think I had okay. So it's funny. So two sides of my family did like a DNA test separately. Like, and it was like enough to know what to expect. Like, what are the limited options that I have?
What are the limited options?
So one side got 100% Ashkenazi Jew.
100% Ashkenazi Jew.
The other side got 100% West Asian.
I don't think anybody
and
anything.
Why? Believe me, it was 99.9. Anyway, and then at the bottom, the West Asian one, at the bottom it said, "This genetic profile fits Georgian Jews." But here's the thing: it realized this Georgian Jew specifically, but I think they have some Coptic Egyptian, like at least like my family's got it. So, and then I asked my dad, "Oh, Dad, let's do yours because it's fun," and he said, "You know, it's a small community. Do you think we are not just all?"
Oh my God! I mean, he's not wrong. It is a small community.
Yeah. So he said, like, if your cousin, yes, I know she has a different dad, but Kutaisi no big. You know that area in the mountain, very secluded. It's like you have Coptic too. It's like he said, like it's not gonna be like, and it's like because I was like, where maybe it's their thing, maybe it's their quirk. I don't know, like maybe it's her dad's side, and then my dad was like, if you think that just because we're technically not related with the dead side of her family, it's like that it's gonna be different, but it's.
Well, I think as long as they're not brothers, I don't think that is an issue.
Wait, people are. Is there no sound? What?
Ooh.
Let me check. What?
Yes, Nida said there is no sound.
But it looks it is playing.
Someone said I can hear.
Okay, so there is sound. No, because I can. You see, it's moving.
Yeah. I can see that we're talking. We're spilling the beans about how it's legal to do DNA tests. Perfect. They can hear us both. All right. So
now we're gonna get arrested.
Now we're getting arrested.
But we're gonna be like, I'd be like in the Jewish jail, and you'll be like in
the non-Jewish jail, in the open air prison or whatever. I haven't found it. I was looking for it. Hey, Mark.
Oh, you're too far from the microphone. That's the problem. You need to.
A.
Can you here? Let's put it.
A.
Yeah, just leaning together because, like, I thought it would be worse if it's gonna be double sound.
Perfect. Fine sound. Awesome. This is so weird. I don't think I've ever done a streaming thing before. Never in my life. So this is the first time, I guess. Although I have my own YouTube channel, but I'm not that active on it. I'm afraid. So maybe I don't know if people here, you can follow me as well, Tamer Masudin on YouTube. I upload shorts mostly. Let's see. Okay. No, I think I can show it at the end if people are really curious and really interested. Let them hear what I have to say first before following me.
Okay, so what is it that? Oh, and then I just wanted to end that like that was the most Western point that was in the DNA map, basically.
The Georgian.
And the most shocking part is that it had like 0.1% Ashkenazi Jewish, like 0.1 and 0.2 Sephardic.
Okay.
So it's what people, it's Mizrahi technically. So Mizrahi and Ashkenazi 50-50.
Well, still indigenous to the Middle East. Oh, hello. Okay, so how do I
Well,
introduce myself?
Ashkenazi is also indigenous.
Yeah. Still indigenous to the Middle East. I mean, where are Jews come from? From Judea. Where is Judea? The land of Israel. Where is the land of Israel? In the Middle East. Makes sense. I don't think that our pro-Palestinian friends would necessarily agree, but I don't think at this point we necessarily care, right? So let me kickstart. So my name is Tamer Masudin. Hello, everybody. Hello. I am 29 as of March, I believe. 29, yes. Israeli influencer. Although I don't like that word. I don't like the word influencer. Like, what am I influencing? But still, Israeli influencer, Arab Israeli influencer, Black Arab Israeli influencer. I don't know if you can see it on your camera feeds, but I am. And I've been living in Israel for the past 29 years, minus the 2 years that I lived in the United States. I did my MBA at Brandeis University. Go Brandeis. And I finished and still I managed to get my way back to come to the promised land. And ever since October 7th, before October 7th, I was doing a lot of public advocacy here and there, but nothing was as serious and as front of camera as it was in the last, let's say, it's almost 3 years now, right? It's been 3 years since October 7th.
Well, it's gonna be 3 years.
It's gonna be 3 years soon. Yeah. So yeah, for the past 3 years, this is what I've been doing on social media, advocating for Israel, advocating for my country, and also standing firm against anti-Semitism. And I do that mostly by relying on my own expertise. And if there are things that I don't know, well, I find a way to learn it and understand more about it. For example, prior to October 7th, I was an analyst working for entering, then working for different organizations that used to combat anti Semitism online. And most of my job, most of my work was probably behind the scenes, So it's like I sit on a laptop, I open my laptop, I go into Facebook, and I read all about. I did it mostly in Arabic and English, and logging into all of the crazy conspiracy theories that you hear online about. All of the suspicions, who control the world, who does this, who does that. So my job was to interpret that, translate that, and also to move and try to work forward with social media platforms, Meta, Instagram, all of these companies, Twitter as well, to try to minimize that, and at some point to try to even rewrite the policies, or even say, hey guys, I mean, you're not following, but this is under your policy for hate speech. This violates the policy for hate speech, and it's a trend. It's not something that just popped out and you can delete it and that's it. So it's like it was always constant. Then I traveled a lot. I was, I think, in Morocco. That was maybe a year and a half, 2 years after the signing of the Abraham Accords, working together with young Moroccan entrepreneurs to build bridges, kind of make programs together, invite them to visit to Israel, and invite Israelis to visit Morocco, since I believe the second largest Moroccan diaspora is here in Israel, and the first, no, the third or something like that. The rest is in Europe. And yeah, so since October 7th, somebody said, feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, that is a good. We're driving straight to business. Now we're going straight to business. First of all, 26 years pre October 7th, then 3 years after. How was the shift felt after October 7th? Thank you for the hugs. Well, I was talking with with Luay Ahmad. If you guys know him, he's a Yemenite pro-Israeli content creator, and he's been very active, very vocal.
Wait, is that the guy I love mocking sometimes?
I don't know if it's the guy you love mocking, but he's like the short guy.
He's the gay one.
Hmm?
He's the gay guy.
Yes. He's really cool, and we were in Miami in Combat Anti-Semitism conference, and we were talking about the last 3 years. And when we mentioned that it's been 3 years, almost 3 years since October 7th, I was zoning out. I was looking like this to the middle of the street, and I was like just thinking about everything, because what most people don't know is on October 8th, he started working for an organization called Cyberwell that does the same thing, combat anti-Semitism and hate speech online, and help with policies really to try to remove.
Well, since you're an expert, can I like pause you for a moment?
Sure.
And just like bring it to now?
Yes.
Have you seen the accounts being blocked on X by JD Vance or whatever? Okay, so we don't know who blocks them, but accounts that criticize JD Vance had kind of been blocked on X.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case, if that happens. What a lot of people don't know and are not really aware of is that there's a lot of bot activity online. Like, not everything that you see online is organic. I mean, if you go right here on Twitter,
but these are real people that were blocked.
If they're been blocked by him, I haven't heard about that.
Oh, you didn't see?
No, I didn't see.
I need to show you. It's shocking.
You can show me. Yeah,
he
sure.
showed like a different. So one of the guys, like they decided that the criticism on Vance and that people calling it embarrassing that the meeting he had yesterday.
Oh, you're talking about the Swiss? Was it in Switzerland?
In Switzerland.
Yeah.
And they just like took print, like they tried to show it's like an op, and they print screened like people who said, "Oh, this is embarrassing. This is like," and the funny thing is like every person, like, so there are like 3 words that been used: subbed, embarrassing, and humiliating. And they mark them down, even though the entire like structure of each commentary was completely different. And they marked it as like, see, it's like a coordinated op. And people were like, what are you talking about? Like, that's just how people just describe what they see, and everybody just thinks humiliating. And then somebody pasted, you guys notice like how many more words they can use, like all the synonyms of humiliating, just for you to use so that you wouldn't be suspected.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
But all the other words are not as effective and not as accurate as the word sub or humiliating or embarrassing, which describe the situation.
Honestly.
And then they started blocking accounts.
It's even here now. A lot of people like writing. Let's see, what is it? Vance is getting humiliated by Iran. His body language shows.
Like, and I know those are real accounts because, like, well, I know some of them that, like, some of the accounts that were print screened,
right,
by I don't know, somebody in the administration, like somebody who works there as the op. I know the person that runs it.
Okay.
So I was like, several of them actually, and I was like, it's not an op. That's just people like saying like the king is naked, sir. It is naked. Everybody's saying he's naked.
Well, what I like about America, and this is something that I discovered while living there, is the fact that if people have something to say, they will find a way to say it and say it. And I'm not surprised, because I've seen the videos. I've seen what happened when the Pakistani delegation, even the Qatari delegation, especially after all of that, public statements, all of that supposed, I don't know how much was it. It was 1.2 or 19 billion dollars to invest in U.S. education and also in infrastructure and all of that. Like, after all of this, and then you go see what happening, like, the signing of the memorandum, everything is on the table. You think that, okay, after telling us, to hold our fire and to stop engaging with Hezbollah in Lebanon, while they keep firing at us, while they keep attacking us, and while they keep killing our soldiers, then people see this, and it is humiliating. It is. I mean, I'm not American.
Yeah, but that's not the sensationalist part.
Mhm.
The actual shocking part is that they literally started blocking accounts en masse, especially Iranian accounts, Israeli accounts. Like everybody who went against this idiotic stance, like got blocked. But
That is
in
surprising.
acts,
My account wasn't blocked yet.
well, let's write something very like critical of JD Vance and
You want to
see
write
how
something very radical of JD Vance?
it's not that I don't think they wrote anything
You
radical.
know that he might be the next U.S. president, right?
Well, it was a nice try.
It was a nice drive. It was a nice.
It was nice earth.
I'm not American too. Yeah, I mean, who said that's very crazy sign? I mean,
And you know what's funny?
mhm.
Oh, you guys can see that. Like I made a like when I talked about Vance, I made a video talking about him, and I said like first speech I heard of him, like I was fooled, I was tricked. Second time I heard him speak, I was like, this guy's subverting, and I think he's a communist. Then during
Oh, he's not. He's not a communist.
Oh,
he's a
communist.
free market guy all over.
No, he's not.
He is.
He's not. I know he's not.
What makes you think that he's not?
Because there are ways to support communism that is just as like so communism is way more than just what people think it is. And there is a lot of subversion in his way of describing free market. So that's how you know it's not really.
From the ways that he's talking about the free market.
Yeah, like they're subverted. Like there's like a language.
First of all, you need to show me that interview or that video in which he.
Oh no, it's his book.
His book. I haven't read his book.
Anyway, and
but didn't he write it when he was like 20 something?
Then now there's been a video that that emerged that he said that he supports Bernie Sanders. That's a communist.
There was a video of him.
Or like at least like
when was it? When he was critiquing Trump even before? I think when it was his first administration.
So I was like, oh my god. I mean, sorry, in American terms, right? In the American terms, supporting being like describing yourself a supporter of Bernie Sanders. That's kind of like saying you're a communist, right? Like it's like the left in Israel is not the same as the left in America, right?
No,
and
not
I think
necessarily, no.
Yeah, and I think it's it's critical to say that because you love
communism brings votes from proud losers.
Yeah, exactly. but the thing is like you need to like adjust your thinking of what is what to the local like political system. Because I was one of the things where I was like, okay, it's why it's important. So you know that Tucker Carlson interviewed somebody from Hadash, which is the Communist Party of Israel, and the comments said that they like the comments were like, oh, this guy's a conservative. You know, so you need to.
That is a failure of understanding of Israeli domestic politics.
So it's just like like left manifests in different forms.
It does make sense because if you look at the way things tables have turned, right? Like I don't think I ever thought of hearing very loud voices inside of America to talk about from conservatives and from the right of isolation. You know, like we don't want to intervene. We don't want to do anything. We don't want to do as much. The most that we wanted to do is like protect the flow of oil, flow of gas, natural energy. Make sure that international trade stays put. You know, no one is attacking our soldiers. No one is attacking our infrastructure. And all I keep thinking about is like, guys, you are practically the leaders of the free world. I mean, there's no vacuum in geopolitics. The moment that you decide to pull the rug and say,
there's just not gonna be a free world.
I'm not doing that. Then somebody else will take it. I
didn't even finish the point. I told you all that. Just to say that when I was talking, like it was like 2 lives ago. So like not last life, like the life before that. I said because he started saying in his speech, right in the end, I showed his speech and he said like he is complaining about what the rhetoric of Israeli parliament members,
right.
And he also said Israelis in general that criticize Trump. And here's what I finished with. You think that this person, right, who represents a country that has the First Amendment, and he silences voices of dissent when it comes from a foreign government and country and people, do you think it's not going to leak and affect Americans as well? Do you think that his approach would be different towards American right, like speech, freedom of speech, just because they are Americans, and it's like the one way with Israelis, another way with Americans. Like it rarely works this way. Like if things leak, it's like people who think in that structure, it means that their mind is already works a certain way, and it's gonna be that way more likely than not across the board. And yeah, he also silences American voices.
I think at this point, especially given that they're so concerned about the midterm elections coming up, in all of the polls suggesting that there might be a flip and a switch in the Congress, and it's going to be a majority overall Democrat, and given that they're going to block everything that he or Vance would try to push forward, I think given that understanding and given that war and given that everything, they decided to take. He said, you know what, we're going to take a much more self-interest approach into that. In which are they in the same house? Are we in the same house?
Not, are we in the same house? Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Well, what I was about to say is that I think, for example, like I've been talking about this with all of my friends back home, right? And overall, and even friends abroad, and overall, everybody says the same thing. We're disappointed. We feel bad. We feel left behind. We feel this. We feel that. And it comes from Iranians, the people who decided to march in the street, to take over their country, who got butchered by the regime. And it comes from people inside who think, well, we still have Hamas operating in Gaza at a low capacity. We still have the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. We still have the Iranian regime as a threat, as a
And we still have local Arabs that are also like jihadists, most of them.
Not even to that, but we still have not even to this level. We have so much things to fry. And then you have the North, Hezbollah operating, and then you have El Julani, okay, that everybody is like, he's the new kosher guy.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's a new kosher guy that we need to put in. Like, yeah, maybe he can take care of Hezbollah. I'm like, yeah, let's give the Al Qaeda graduate and ISIS intern the opportunity to deal with another jihadist organization, Shia, right? But another jihadist organization, and let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. I don't know if that's
Do
a
you regret
possibility.
siding with the Jews? Because if you had chosen jihad, you could have went to Syria and also participate, because they had people from all over the Middle East.
I would want to visit Syria. I would
No,
want to visit.
participate in the fun jihad.
Oh God, no! That is way above my pay grade. No, I'm not interested in that. Never was, never will be. No.
No.
But what I was about to say is that everybody's talking about how they are disappointed, right? Even the people here in the comments, everybody's talking about this. Humiliating, shameful, very humiliating. Everybody's basically saying that, right?
Yeah.
And what I kept telling people at home and abroad, that, well, listen, seems like Western society is moving towards appeasement, is moving towards a place in which we are being left behind simply because we're the only ones who are willing to fight, right? I mean, if you read, for example, the government accountability report from inside the American government, and you see, for example, the state of the military, the state of the army, the fact that maybe 20 something percent of all the F-35s are functional, operational, and then it goes deeper than that, then you realize like you have massive backlogs, massive problems in distributions and supply chains and all of this happening. And I'm like, guys, again, seems like the Western society that we know is heading towards a place in which, okay, we are at the break point of complete surrender to whatever that is coming, whether it's illegal immigration, whether it's radical Islamization, jihadism, intifadas, all of that nonsense that is happening. And I think for us back home here, at least, and also for the people in Iran, I think this is a moment in which we need to understand that there is no one will come in and try to help and try to do something, because if now at the moment in which the Iranian regime was as at its weakest, all right, people were still hesitant and government were still hesitant to do something about it. I think back home we need to say, you know what, enough is enough. We understand. We want to fight our wars by our own merit, by our own capabilities, by our own solutions and our own things. And to be able to do that, we need to be able to operate independently. And that would be like the real war. And if we don't do that, in the next 10 years, we won't be here.
Yeah.
Isn't that optimistic?
Amazing.
Yes, just to watch at this point, they are free to make their own choice to press. You know what? I agree. I agree. I mean, it is depressing. It is sad to Cuban gaming. It is sad to look at the current situation, especially if you, again, if you watch the clip, if you watch the video, if you hear the statements. Also, if you compare the statements, I mean, Donald Trump came forth and was it, I don't know, if it was 2017, 16, and said Qatar is the number one financer of global terrorism. And now we're like, oh, we're accepting God knows how many trillions from Qatar. We're going to invest that in education and all of this.
You know what's like? It's not an investment. Money from Qatar is like, it's like you, like like this is the example I gave. Accepting investment from Qatar in your country is like allowing a foreign government to build a guillotine manufacturing facility with a great investment, and never asking yourself like, why do they need like to build guillotines?
It makes perfect sense.
You know, it's like, who
Makes
is the
perfect sense.
what, like, you know, it's like a gun that appears in the first act will shoot in
You
the
know that
third.
this is why many Arab countries after 2011, the Arab Spring, they decided to boycott and remove what's its name, Al Jazeera from their own countries because they saw that
Yeah.
Qatar is undermining our security with all of this propaganda, telling people to go outside and protest, telling people to do this, to do that, and we can't do anything about that. So we have to close it. So we have to do this. And funny thing is that when we decided to close Al Jazeera headquarters, when was it? I think in East Jerusalem or something. We got a massive backlash because of it. Although Jordan did the same, I think. Egypt did the same at some point. The Palestinian Authority did the same at some point. They kicked them out and said, goodbye.
Yeah.
And it's like when we did it, it's like all of a sudden, oh, it's like cancellation of media. It's not cancellation of media. It's cancellation of pure propaganda. That's what it is. Oh, my recent Instagram post about a solution.
What solution did you bring?
Okay.
Wait, can we do it like orderly? Because I
Yes,
feel like
yes. Okay, we can do it.
because I want to ask like before we go to the solution for
Sure.
like your pageant world peace solution. I'm guessing. Is it?
You'd be
Or is
surprised.
it the final solution, which I
No,
also
no, God,
appreciate?
no. It's a good solution. It's
Okay,
not a
okay,
good solution. It's a combination of solutions.
Okay, because I support the final solution, except for you, Tamer.
Thank you.
It's so funny talking as an Israeli to Arabs, and it's telling like I think like all Muslims should be like annihilated. And the funny thing with like
On Tuesday or Friday, well, what are we picking?
I mean, as soon as possible.
Are we doing this
tonight?
Tonight.
So, and it's funny because first of all, like, oh, now you speak the same language. Second of all, like they know us well enough that we don't have the capacity to not check before if it's a decent person or not a decent person.
This is why I like being back home because okay, when I lived in the US and I was abroad, I was like, okay, people might treat me differently because of how I look, and you can feel it at some point. If you look like me, you feel it. Especially with this beard right here, right? You feel it, and at least here, not only that I don't feel it, but if it does exist, it's funny and hilarious as shit, and no one is offended because we're very blunt, very direct, and we say what we want when we want. And this is why I missed coming back home. But we're doing this by order, right? I'm happy to be.
No, it's like it's now, not tonight, right now. Everybody is in there.
Give me a Gotland, I will snap in seconds. Chill down.
And I also explained that actually, like using this type of language is kind of like the only hope they have to actually try to snap out of the situation they're at. Like I did an entire explanation on how the Quran teaches, and basically even without reading the Quran, when it becomes like a cultural loop, the most scary thing in the Quran is the story of Adam and Eve. I'll tell you why. It teaches complete obedience, and it implements the idea that what is Satan. And you know what Satan is in the Quran? Is the person that comes to you and says there is an alternative, there is a better way, and there is a better life. So and then the guy,
don't be tempted.
Yes, and the guy that asks questions. And I said, you know what the thing is, if you come and say, hey, you can have a better life.
That is total subordination.
That's satanic. If you ask questions or ask them to ask questions and think, that's satanic. So they are already preconditioned to understand that if you come to help them, they will come to kill you. So I say don't go. So you need to not come to help them. You need to make them believe that you're gonna annihilate them.
You know what's the funny part? I understood that when at some point I was like, wait, why is it that people hate Jews that much? Like, I mean, I've been living in a Jewish state. I have free healthcare, not free, affordable healthcare. I have free education, and I'm doing all of this. And I'm like, why is it that people from the outside are telling me that I should hate them and I should fight them and I should kill them or I should whatever? In some of the voices, domestically, not all of them, but some of the voices domestically are practically telling me that I should feel oppressed and I should feel like occupied and I should feel bad, and Jews and Christians, not only Jews but Jews and Christians are my enemies.
Right.
And to me, it's like it seemed illogical because I'm seeing facts on the ground, I'm seeing something on the ground, and what you're telling me is basically I want you to reject the reality of which you see and accept what I'm telling you. And
which is what the Quran demands.
And you have absolutely no way whatsoever of saying no, second guessing or questioning all of these kind of things. And to me, it was that wasn't an option. I was like, okay, if I cannot be told what to do and expected to basically deliver and to do that and just not second guess anything that I hear. And the moment I started doing that, I was like, okay, you know what? I want to dive into the Palestinian narrative. I want to understand it more. Why? Where the name Palestine came from? Where is the kafiyah came from? Where is, because the name itself is not Arabic, so how the hell did we have that name, right? Then dive into, okay, how if Jews are indigenous to Judea, well did all of the Arabs come from in the Levant, not only in the land of Israel? And you take a deeper look and you go back and you start reading and researching, and it's like, oh no, it's not a liberation movement, it's a colonization movement, but just being packaged in a really nice package as of freedom, fighting for freedom, coexistence from the river to the sea. It will be free, but
that's subversion.
But in Arabic, they don't say that. I mean, you say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be Arab. Where's the free in that?
Or Muslim.
Or Muslim.
And
no,
but
also that version. Mostly they say Arab. من المية للمية فلسطين عربية.
But there is also من المية للمية فلسطين مسلمين.
I haven't heard it because it doesn't rhyme.
It exists.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to look it up. I need to see that. Okay, let's see.
Wait, but I actually, before we continue, and there are very good questions here. We're gonna get to all of the questions. Don't worry, you guys. You were in the United States.
Right.
You had this stall that says, I'm, which I love. This is such, like, look at me, like, I'm a black Bedouin Arab. By the way, Tamer is...
it's identity politics at its finest.
Oh my God, yes.
I used the stones to destroy the stones. This is basically what I did.
Yeah, but it always hurts me that we, like, when our advocacy plays that awful game.
Oh, I don't like it by a bit. I don't like it.
But I also understand, like...
But I also realized that, okay, this is how people listen. This is like if I was as Ashkenazi as they could be, and sat down and I said, this is why I'm indigenous. This is why my country is my country. This is why I have the right to self-determination. Again, because of the indoctrination in many colleges and many schools and many universities, it's like, should we listen to him? Should we not? Mostly it's not. Why? Because they look at me and say, okay, you are the oppressor. But I understood that if I came, again, looking the way I look, they can't tell me that I'm an oppressor because it doesn't fit the identity politics box. If I'm brown, automatically oppressed. If I'm not brown, automatically oppressor. So if I come and I'm challenging that, it's like, okay, I'm making you a second guessing. It is
to play.
I don't like it.
I kind of feel like, because I always split in my mind, like in one way you reinforce it, on the other way, like,
well, this is why when I try to
you need to open the door somehow.
Yeah, this is why when I try to talk and when I make my videos, I don't start them by saying, as an Arab Israeli, or
Yeah.
as a Zionist, or like it's written in my caption, in my feed, in my profile, and I come and I say what I want to say, and I look the way I look, and let people, those who really want to listen to what I have to say, listen to what I have to say. But sometimes to catch attention, to make
Yeah.
people listen, you have to go through that route. It's not fun, but sometimes you just have to do it.
So okay, so what's your experience like?
In the US? Oh, so I don't know if people saw that, but we basically did a follow-up table that said, I'm a Muslim from Israel.
Oh yeah,
Ask
Muslim.
me,
I forget
yeah,
one
yeah,
of
yeah,
the talks.
yeah. Ask me, or Arab. I'm Arab Israeli. Sorry, it was Luai, so put Muslim. I'm an Arab Israeli. Ask me anything.
Yeah.
The moment we set that table down, the moment we put the thing down, it was a screaming lounge at me. I haven't even sat on the table. I was holding my cup of coffee like this. I was like, okay, this is gonna be
Screaming
interesting.
what?
Screaming contest. Everybody was shouting. I had
People
a
came to come to scream at you?
yeah, come to scream at me. I think there was also a guy who was walking behind me, and later on, I assumed that he wanted to attack me from behind, but it was situational awareness. But yeah, people.
In a university.
And it wasn't in the university.
Okay,
It was
okay,
in George Washington Park, I think, in New York, right next to NYU. And we sat the table there and start talking with people like, hey, I'm an Arab Israeli, come engage with me, come talk to me. And you guys can find that clip. It's on my social media. You can see it. It was really interesting because people came to me and like, wait, are you a Zionist? I'm like, yeah. Do you believe Israel has a right to exist? I'm like, yeah, I believe Jews have the right to self-determination in their ancestral homeland. So what? Like, that's what I think. How? This is like people ask me like, how are you not
but
oppressed?
this is the thing, another thing that you notice, like you are not like Jews are allowed to be like insane leftists. Like you can have all the spectrum of mental illness in Jews, and Arabs are not allowed to have a different opinion from what they're supposed to be thinking.
Isn't that racist?
I don't think. First of all, it's cultural adjustment because it is what Islam, like an Arab society, kind of.
No, I'm talking. Isn't it racist when you think that people who look like, not you specifically, but from that point of view, if you think that come from a box of identity politics, the thing that people who look like me need to have the same kind of political opinion, the same kind of political
Yeah.
position, no matter regardless of what.
When you reinforce it, when you become the police of the group, right? Then I don't think it's racism. Like how would I categorize it? It's so weird. But I think it's like people who think women can't wear pants kind of mentality.
It's prejudice then.
Or men can't wear skirts, right?
They haven't seen the Scots.
Like that's the other mindset when somebody, like if a guy walks around like wearing a skirt, everything is covered, and somebody has like feels like, okay, if you don't conform to the norms we expect of you, it threatens us. It's like, can you say it's like misogyny, racism, or like, I don't think it's that. I kind of feel like it's
some sort of a bias. You just don't know how to put a word on it.
I don't know if it's bias. I think it's collectivism, collectivist thinking.
Okay.
Because if somebody doesn't play their part, so what's interesting about collectivism, which is different than a tribe, collectivism works like a factory. And in a factory, you have different roles. So you don't want the assembly line to suddenly, one of the parts of the assembly line, to decide that it wants to do to do the packing instead of like I don't know, screwing.
Because you need everybody to fall in line.
Exactly. So it's like the collectivist kind of mindset of like, okay, so you're this, you're supposed to, this is your role, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and if you don't follow that, then the management of the factory becomes more difficult, right? So for Jews, it's like, yes, so Jews do the descent, Arabs do the
assembly line.
Actually, Arabs are like you unleash them to sabotage the factory sometimes.
Or to fix it.
But that's the thing, right? Because if you think of the left as using the Muslim mindset as their foot soldier, as like unaware missionary.
No, I think they're using them as a voting block. This is why the whole, unholy marriage and alliance that is happening in Europe right now is
Right.
is it is. Why? I see it in what's the Green Party, I believe.
So I think
isn't it?
what is the most threatening thing, because like okay, so they know that Arabs act like a tribe, not like a collective. So let's say one of the tribe members flips, right? And that tribe person is like seen as like impressive by other tribes people. So
Then they want to follow suit.
they're gonna follow suit, right? And then for the collectivist mindset, which is the leftist, it means that it's not gonna vote for them the way they wanted to, and that's more threatening than
This is why I like to say, and I like to think that if you want to see the unholy marriage and unholy alliance between radical leftism and Islamism that is happening in Europe, you have to wait. You have to wait because you can't convince one group that that's the other group is trying to undermine it at some point. Why? Because they're gonna think that okay, you're doing this to make sure that we don't form a block, that you're doing this to make sure that we don't put our hands together and be stronger. So you're doing this to undermine us, but it's not a collective, not of the. For example, what Queers for Palestine. What the hell does queers and Palestine have in common? I still yet to fail to understand. You know what I mean?
For attention.
Look, all right. For example, like
they're both attention whores.
And it's to me at least it's like the most it's like the first thing that pipe into my mind. Everybody says like chicken for KFC and all of
And
that.
I also think queers, which is an undefined word, stands for pedophiles. And
wait,
that's also
wait.
something
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to my point. So what I was saying is like, for example, you see queers for Palestine, and then you see like the Palestinian issue. But if you go back and you read the Palestinian issue, it's like fundamentally motivated mostly by religious fundamentalism, jihad, religious motivation, anti-Semitism. In the Palestinian society, also as like any Arab society in the Middle East, is very hierarchical. It's very traditional. It's very conservative.
Yeah.
Where does queer issues or queer liberation or queer any of that falls within that society? It doesn't. At any point, at any level, it just doesn't. It doesn't work like that. And it's like it's funny because again, you try to tell the people, you try to tell them again, like this. We're not saying that you can fine. You know what? You don't like us. You don't like Israelis. You don't like Jews. You don't like that. Fine. Okay. We end it. It's not fine. It's not okay. But we understand. But save yourself for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like save yourself. Okay. We get it that you either you don't like us. We get it that we're evil. We're oppressors. We all of that nonsense. Okay. We fine. We heard you like shouting 10 million times. Save yourself. It's like the same thing that happened with these flotilla activists who've been drafted to a Libyan prison and nobody knows anything about. Like, how many times do you need to say, guys?
Thank you, Libya.
How many times do you have to say, guys? The Middle East is not just it's not your parents' backyard that you just come in unannounced on a freaking boat, sail to, and think that just because you wave a Palestinian flag, everybody will let you in and say, yeah, you know what, come go. Liberate the Palestinians. Yeah, let's all join together and go fight the evil, oppressive Israelis. No, now they're locked up. No one knows what happened to them. No one knows where they are, and no one knows anything. And it's like, ironically, as sad as it is, if they landed on the beach of Gaza and they managed to find a way inside of with Hamas or the Palestinian Islamic Jihad or whatever, same thing would have happened to them. They would have disappeared. So how do you argue, okay, with people who necessarily think that whatever you're gonna say to them is like it's propaganda, it's to undermine me. It's like, no, I know what's best for me. I know I know. I hold the truth. I own the truth. I know the truth, and the truth is that Israelis are oppressive and evil, and Zionists are oppressive and evil. And everybody who look a different shade of brown is like it's good and honest and oppressed, and we need to save them. You can't convince them. You have to touch them. You have to let them, touch the hot stove. And in this case, it's like, what else we gonna do? You know?
Yeah. Right. So okay. So did you manage to convince anyone?
I did. I think one of the most interesting is like I had a conversation with a lady that told me, um, she was like, based on my experience, based on my life experience, I know that Israel is an open camp prison for people who look like you, for Arabs, for Palestinians, for this and that. Um, and I'm like, well, I'm telling you, I didn't live in an open air prison. I was living like in the Israeli South. I was having a good life
In
as
a
a kid
tent.
in a
Yes.
tent,
Yes.
having a good life, and I'm
By the
like,
way, we might be in the same house, we might not be, because there's a Bedouin in a tent, there is no
right,
internet.
right. No one knows. No one knows. I have a small modem that I walk with me, like USB stick, all the time. Use it. So she was like sitting and talking with me, and like, I don't believe you. I'm like,
Don't you live in Tel Aviv?
I do live in Tel Aviv. Yeah,
Okay.
I recently moved to Tel Aviv.
Because it's like they don't they might not know I'm joking.
No, I don't think they. I think they know that
I
you're
don't know.
joking.
Just to make sure.
I think people know that you're joking. All right. Do we want to try and answer some of the questions, or
Well, I wanna like to have like your general conclusions,
yeah,
like from your how long have you been there? How many people did you talk
yes.
to? Just so we know the numbers, how statistically robust is your sample
Right,
size and
right,
experience, and
right.
then lay out your like
All right, let's see. So I lived in the U.S. for 2 years throughout my school, and I studied for masters in business administration at Brandeis University, and I wasn't just studying; I was also traveling and meeting with Jewish organizations and non-Jewish organizations. I've been, let's see, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, basically almost I think all of the near coast, mid side, Midwest, give or take. I haven't been to Cali yet and Arizona and all of these places, but we did film. We filmed a lot of content, and we from street interviews together with Street Smart as well to talk with people. And it's like, hey, this is Israel. This is me, Israeli. Let's talk to you. Let's see what you have. And one of the things that came into my mind is that a lot of confusion, a lot of confusion, a lot of misrepresentation of the facts and the data. Also, heavy media bias, right? And I'm not talking about necessarily traditional media, although that exists as well. We've seen the New York Times and the BBC and all of that, but also like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of this. Like I was driving. I took an Uber to the airport, and a nice lady kept telling me, "Yeah, we can't have anything because we give all of our money to Israel, and we fund and we fund their education, and we fund their schools, and we fund their programs, and we fund this, and we can't afford having health care." And I was like, you guys don't realize that you're in the midst of a gigantic operation that is being operated to manipulate you to think that, I mean, that the military aid that America has given Israel, whatever, it's an investment. You guys think about how much money, lives have been saved throughout the past, since the first major memorandum of understanding was signed until then. And you can see that there's a lot of confusion. And in terms of like on numbers, how many people I met, wow, I think at this point, thousands, maybe like uh, 2,000, 3,000 people, 4,000 people here and there. But in terms of media attention, all the people who follow me are English speakers mostly. I think 70% of my followers are from the United States. And I think roughly 5 million people watch the content that I make monthly and comment on it. And I reach, give or take, the same amount of a number of people. So it goes there. Does it change anything? Does it actively change people mindsets? It seems like it does in a way. At least from the people who talk to me and tell me like, hey, yeah, I mean, this is what I was thinking, and then you came and explained something to me, and I went in research and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know any of these kind of things. Why? Because I was manipulated to do something based on how I feel, not based on how I think and like how I analyze the things that are around me. So there was a cases of that, but also I had cases of which people, that's like regardless of what I said to them or how I talk to them, is like there's no way of having a conversation. Like for example, I had a kid in a historically black college in Atlanta who came wearing a keffiyeh, and he was wearing a Karl Marx shirt. on him.
يفا يفا
And
wow.
and he was trying to convince me, talking to me and telling me like, hey, why do you consider yourself a Zionist? Zionists are racist. You guys are doing this. You guys are doing that. And I'm like, first of all, the keffiyeh that you wear is not even Palestinian. It's not even Arab. It's from, it's from non. It's not necessarily Arabic. It's from regions from Iraq that historically were not ethnically Arab, right? In Jordan, for example, we call it shmag. Okay, that is the name. This is what they call it, shmag, right? And if you look at the name kafiyya, it's like you see the definition of it. It's like for a headscarf from a certain place, and it's like, so what you're wearing is not original, right? On your scarf, on your neck, it has nothing to do with the Palestinians outside of like a fashion trend that they decided to take, right? And you're wearing Karl Marx shirt, and you're talking to me, asking me about, hey, why are you standing with your oppressors? Why are you standing to this and that? And like, my guy, you are the one who's standing with my oppressors. You want to put a chain around my neck just so that the Palestinians can be happy? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So it's like, I think it's very complicated, and now with the fact that trust in institutions are extremely low,
Yeah,
extremely low,
I
right?
mean they deserve it.
And it's very easy for somebody populist to come around and say that,
Demagogue.
and come and say like the ideas that you want to hear. Hey, your life sucks because these people control your life.
Yeah.
Hey, your life sucks because APAC is taking all of your money. Hashtag Zohran Mamdani. Hey, your life sucks because the Israelis right there, the Jews right there are doing all of the problems, and we can't do this and we can't do that. And like you can actually see it unfolding slowly at first, and now it's like at a rapid pace, and like there's no way of containing that. And it goes back to my conclusion, which is we need to prepare at home for all costs, because it's like we rang the bell, we cried wolf, we said that this is going to happen, we said the West is next, we said that Israel is just the beginning, and no one, and those who listen, they listen, and those who decided, that they want to act seriously upon it and do that did, and the rest didn't. It's like, how much more are you going to do? Like, how much more are you going to yell and tell people? Like, you can't. You can control your own actions.
Yeah. It's you know what, like even here, like it's so easy to get backlash for Americans, especially like those who are like, I'm an American and I advocated for Israel and I love Israel and I always support it. Sir, sir. I think it you. I mean, which is funny because like it's the same reaction I had to Charlie Kirk. I feel like even Americans or like pro-Israel people use Israel as a proxy.
Everybody uses Israel,
but because actually trying to defend Israel and whatever talking points and the think work.
Israel is the most ancient scapegoat that there is.
But it's not like a scapegoat. It's just they'd rather like fight about like, so like defending Israel and like okay, so you need to have like the Charlie Kirk letter. I don't know if you read it. I read it and I was like, this is just you failing at your job and you trying to outsource it and make Israel do something that it's culturally not fit to do, to be honest. Like because the Israeli, there's too much difference between Israeli thinking and American thinking to begin with. And second of all, like it is your choice to make whether to be an ally of Israel or not. It's an American choice to make, not an Israeli one. And yeah, we can make that like whatever, but like those preposterous, like it's ridiculous. It's thinking that you can like generate facts to fight for every bullshit that is like that the lie is so deep you can't even answer. But the thing is, like I said, like the truth is your failure is not okay, Israel needs to generate facts. No, you actually think it's easier to defend Israel and to make Israel do that kind of stuff than to try to actually deal with the whatever thing happening in the United States is.
It goes back to my point. Israel, also Jews, historically have been the scapegoats for almost every time there's a domestic problem, there's a domestic issues, there are things that needs to be taken care of, and things that needs to be changed. It's like always go back. Who do we blame? Israel, the Jews. Who do we blame? Israel, the Jews. Who do we blame?
But it's
for example,
but it's not just blame. It's
not
also
only blame.
like
It's convenient. It's convenient because
it's not blame. It's because it's not like they were blaming.
Mhm.
They were like expecting Israel to solve to fight for itself, like in the United States,
Mhm.
like while like refusing to see the reality that it's not about truth, it's not about facts. There is something rotten inside, and maybe like that too should be dealt
When you
with.
say something rotten, do you mean what do you mean and where?
So, for example, like mathematically speaking.
Okay. I like
Okay, so exactly. The claim that the United States funds Israel, and this is why we don't have anything.
Right.
Like just looking at the numbers, it's as if saying, okay, so the United States, you know who else is being funded by the United States in general because it is a failure of a state?
Egypt.
Well, I meant New York.
Mm.
Or it's like or the city of New York. So that has how many people? Like let's say I wouldn't be surprised if it's about the same size as Israel in population. Okay, and that is a basically like bankrupt city that always like sucks like general federal budgets and state budgets. And if you just look at that, it's like, okay, so if you pay for everything like there, right, and it's the same size of Israel, like that, like the thing, like it's the thing is like that is not enough money to support you mathematically anyway. Let's say you pay for all the like if you, it's like saying you pay for somebody's scholarship, so that means that basically like university is expensive because because like you fund someone abroad, like it's ridiculous, like in the numbering. And
You
it's
said
like,
that the numbers don't make sense.
yeah, the numbers don't make like in the most basic sense, like even if true. And also like I don't know, like thinking like what do Israelis even do all day? I don't know.
Oh, we do a lot. What do you mean we do even do? We do a lot.
I know, but it's like I'm just saying like they never ask themselves that, right? Like maybe we earn our bread. It's like how much funding do we need? And also like we're in the Middle East, like I don't know, like maybe weird. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying like that. Okay, so New York, Israel, same size, okay. And nobody does this math of if we take all the money from a millionaire and give it to the people, everybody gets a cent. It's it's like, but math.
It's failure to understand.
It's like mathematical illiteracy. It's like we talk to people, I feel like they have dyscalculia. Like they cannot do math. By the way, same with like I know like the American Army, like only let's say a quarter of their planes are operational.
That's I think
it doesn't matter.
26%,
whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still the biggest plane fleet in the world.
You understand that like 26% is roughly 110 airplanes. At least. For example, I read.
No, they have thousands of airplanes.
They have, but I think if you go that independently, for example, from the F-35.
Okay, fine. But in general,
so maybe overall, like it's 400. It's still like
the one of the biggest like functioning numbers of airplanes in the world for an army. True. No matter how you look at it.
True.
So the thing is like. People are like, "Oh my God, you touched!" So we're in the same room.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, these people, they imagine things.
It makes sense. I mean, nowadays nobody knows what's real, what's not. I might be an AI agent sitting here and talking, right?
Yeah, it's a crazy how
it is
technology.
Insane. It is insane.
It's like we just had to prompt on an AI, like, hey, make a filter that makes people believe that we're in the same room when we're not.
Oh, that would be scary. That would be scary. Yeah, I think in 3 years from now, no one will be able to tell the truth anymore.
It doesn't matter. They can't tell the truth even if they use their own eyes, and there is nothing in between them and the truth.
This is why and I think somebody referred to that on the comment and said that I made an Instagram post, and it's like I wrote it in Hebrew, although that the majority of my audience is like English speakers, and I wrote it in Hebrew, and although because I wanted to be heard domestically, first for the people who follow me from home, and my line of thinking was very simple, and it's that, well, the West is moving toward apparently appeasement, from what it looks like, with regimes such as the Iranian regime,
Yeah.
terrorist organizations, like terrorist cells. Also with the war in Ukraine and everything that is going on there, it's like tomorrow, if the CCP decides to move on and take Taiwan, like how many countries actually
Well,
will move
Taiwan
forward to
is
do?
gonna be hard to take.
Wait, let me finish. So it's like you look and you see that Western society, as it is, as we used to know it, is moving towards a place in which populist leaders get the vote. Because they say the things that people want to hear. They say the things that make people angry, riled up, and yeah, we want to get that, we want to do that. They get to the office, they get a bunch of Qatari money into their pockets, and they decide to do nothing. And then, like, you see the people on the ground, they feel it, they see it, they see, like, for example, what is happening in their neighborhoods. Like, if you go and like ask how many British women feel safe to walk around in London, in the UK, in the day, at night, without the fear of being harassed or assaulted, and it's like less than 50% might say that. And it's like you see all of this happening, all of this unfolding, and then you look at the numbers of the, let's say, willingness to go to fight for your country in case there's an army, there's a war. And I think what the global average is roughly 50 something, 53, 54%, give or take. And if you look at Europe, it's around the 30s, 40s, almost for every country that is not Eastern European. Okay. And you look at Americans, like the numbers are in between the 30s, 40s, whatever. I mean, things will change if there's a war. Maybe people would feel patriotic and it goes up, but overall the current status of it is like no one wants to do anything. Everybody, it's in while the temperature is rising up, and it's while the water is boiling and the frog is inside, no one wants to do anything serious to tackle. No one wants to deal with illegal immigration. No one wants to deal with like the grooming gang scandals and in that. And it's like when it comes to the people who are in office and politicians and all of that, people left to fend for themselves, and they have to do that for themselves and protect themselves. And we here at home keep telling ourselves that we haven't cried wolf enough. We haven't said, like,
Yeah.
the West is next enough. We haven't done enough to warn, and we haven't done enough to raise the alarm and tell people, like, that the next intifada might be in their school, and all of them, all of those things. And at this point, I'm like, that's it. Enough is enough. And the reason why I say enough is enough is like, eventually, when the shit hits the fan, and I'm sorry for my language, but when the shit hits the fan, we're gonna be on the first line, because they always look and they always come first for the Jews. That's historically, that has been the case. We know that. It's like it's so much engraved in this state and this country's DNA, like we know it. And I think what we can do is like what we can do home domestically to make sure that this entire country is a fortress, so that when shit does hit the fan, it's like it doesn't affect us directly. And what sadly, it's gonna cost us a lot in terms of not only money, but also in terms of like our human capital. It costs us a lot in terms of domestic investment, deciding whether we want
I
foreign
don't agree
investment.
with you.
It's gonna cost us a lot.
I don't think we should like shy away from the world.
I don't think that we should. I think the world is turning a cold
It
shoulder.
doesn't matter.
I think it already does. And
I know, no, I know, I know it does.
I think it already does. And you don't have the privilege of trying to sit and call and tell everybody to listen at this point,
Right.
because the ears are doing like this.
No, no. So here's the like here's what I think.
All right.
Here's what I think, and this is like
Hit
the
me.
pitch I'm having with these media people,
Mhm.
which to me, like, one of the biggest problem is American Jews. They're also like completely subverted,
Mhm.
and like like I'm just, what, like I can tell it. You don't become an Israeli, like you think that you like there is a difference between Israelis and diaspora Jews, but like that's a different conversation.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, like I feel like the Israeli voice is kind of hijacked by diaspora Jews,
Mhm.
which don't actually understand
Mhm.
the here, and they also don't have the same mindset.
Mhm.
But here's the thing that I'm pitching. I was like, I'm making entire slides, and I was like explaining all this stuff. In the end of the day, we need to give people not news, but tools. And also, you can give tools through the media.
I'm not talking about news.
No, I'm not talking about like news or defending Israel or anything. There are people who support or have a similar mindset to us everywhere.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'm not saying that we should abandon
there
them.
is one. No. So there is one book which I find very inspiring. It's called the Quran.
Very inspiring.
Very inspiring. There are two types of people who read it: the Muslims, the idiots, those who submit, and the Mohammedans, those who conquer.
So you want us to conquer. You don't want us to submit.
Exactly. So the thing is, like, it's a masterpiece at subversion, beautiful, and that with the KGB tactics.
So you do want us to control the world, because we've been telling people that we don't.
No, we don't need to control because so those are tools. All those things are tools that could be used in the media sphere to create a completely different outcome. So you can like, okay, so like I said with the Muslims, right? You can use their tactics of making people submit to make people fight. But the way you approach it is completely different. Like it's the thing is, it's the same tactics. You start switching up language gradually and the meaning of things until they think, okay, what is expected of us is to do something different.
Okay.
And
this is where I disagree, and I
but
tell you why.
like 1 second. But here's the thing: this is not what I think is the right thing to do because it takes too long. What I think is that there are people who think like us everywhere. They just need tools to know how to defend themselves.
Perfect. You can give those people tools. You can help them by doing that. All right, you can do that. But to be able to do that, you need to be alive.
True. But Americans,
wait. I haven't finished it. You need to be alive. Okay. From the current status of things, if tomorrow morning, right, the United States decides to place arms embargo on Israel, okay, and Europe decides to place arms embargo on Israel just because, I don't know, we've parted the long way. And what do you think? What kind of message do you think that sends to every enemy country that is surrounding us? The Jews are alone, Israelis are alone, and that is our time to attack, right? So, in my opinion, okay, to be able to do that, to be able to, let's say, help our allies in different countries and different places to also to defend for themselves and protect themselves, and to make sure that their culture, the way of life, is not being in completely eradicated just because they became pacifist and all of this. We need to become stronger domestically, which means that we need to improve our capabilities even more, which means that we need to be able to operate independently as much as we can.
This is one of the biggest subversion ops that had worked in the West, which is believing that you need to come to a relationship when you're already good with yourself.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that because
I'm saying that you need to come to the table, all right?
Yeah.
Shaking one hand and holding a big stick with the other hand.
No, so not exactly. Let me explain. Okay?
All right, go for it.
So when you do a relationship, why it's important is that you improve each other.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't go to the psychologist and only after you have the biggest guns do you go to the world and be like, okay, here are like tools that I can give you.
Okay.
Let me tell you. So this is Israel. Like 48, okay?
Very accurate map.
Yes, whatever. You can make it smaller, like, to clear. Okay?
Put the Golan.
And arms embargo, okay? Okay. But there was a Swedish guy in the United States that made guns. Not Jewish. There was a guy here in Britain, which is way bigger, but whatever. A guy here in Britain that was like a film producer. And he was like, oh, let me just borrow some just for a film. Just saying, random people.
Okay.
Okay. There was here one guy in the USSR that actually, like, one guy he later fired, that was like, maybe we should support minorities as like as a concept, and like in general. And then you have Czechoslovakia. Yes. Okay. So this guy here. So everybody in America, you cooperate Jews, jail. Okay. Film,
Straight to jail.
everything jail. Okay, jail. Here, shooting, like the bullet to the head, like death. Okay, whatever. Okay. So this is the situation we're here. Okay. So this guy, this guy, the people here were like, hello, and this, and come here. And this film guy took the jets for the film and flew them to Israel, so Israel would have jets. USSR was like, America did force an embargo. We are very smart people. We're like, okay, what is America doing? We're gonna do the opposite. Okay, send weapons. Okay.
Through Czechoslovakia.
Exactly. Okay, everybody. Okay, Israel won. Israel won. Ta-da! Okay, amazing. Okay, right? So how does it work this time? So you can say, okay, so people here were training and shit, but at the same time, you see now, who needs to be alive? Okay, the person here in the USSR needs to stay alive. The person here with the filmmaker needs to stay alive. The Swedish guy needs to stay out of jail. So you build a protection layer around the people, right? So you have a lot of Jews here that are like, have very bad memory, forgot what they talked about yesterday, unfortunately. No, but I don't know who this, what? Okay. Okay, you have people with short, all the actors participated in the film. Like, yes, of course, the jets were there. What do you mean? We filmed the jets. What do you mean? The jets are now missing, okay? Okay. There's like a little bit money here, a bit there, and nobody remembers that there were jets anyway. So you need protection both sides, okay? So it's like you need the supply chains. You need to protect them.
All right. Let me overly simplify it. All right. You said that you need protection from both ends. What if
you can flip it?
Oh no! I wanna keep it like this. I want everybody to see. Okay. This is your brother 50 cal? Who are these people? Nice people. Anyhow, so what if I told you neither this side and neither this side wants to give you protection anymore? All right? And practically,
no side wanted to give protection.
And I'm telling you, no side wants to give you protection.
Yes.
Neither Putin and Russia is your ally. Neither Xi Jinping and the CCP are your allies. And let's say now in the Western society,
wait. What? How is it different?
Wait, let me cook.
UK was an ally. They gave all the weapons to America.
Let me cook. Right.
Okay. They are Arabs.
All right. Sorry. So if we are going back. If we are going back, no, my grandpa fought for your side. We got the shitty weapons. This is what we got. But
you always
all right, let me cook. Let me cook. What I'm saying, I'm not saying let's isolate ourselves. I'm not saying let's abandon the people who are our allies, or for example, the nice people who are reading these comments and say let them fend from themselves. I'm not necessarily saying that. What I'm saying is the Western civilization is signaling to us that we are abandoning you. We're giving you the cold shoulder. Okay. As of now, we're connected by trade routes, by weapon agreements, by weapons exports, and a lot of things. Also, our supply chain, right, to produce, let's say, the interceptors that we like to use, Maclea David and all. Why do you think that we came up with the Iron Beam? To reduce the dependency on interceptors that cost $2 million to launch every time. Wait, let me finish. Yes. Let me cook. All right. What I'm saying is, to be able to exist and continue 10 years from now, we need to understand right here domestically as of now that we need to operate in terms of almost complete independence, at least maybe not economically, because in the way the trade works nowadays, you can't really operate independently economically, but in terms of our military capabilities and military capacity, we need to be able to produce our own things, right? Manufacturing at home, and we need to be able to use them without necessarily depending on outside supply chains that can be affected by a politician who decides that he doesn't like
so
Israel
that's
anymore.
so you see, all the politicians here were against Israel.
Okay,
The
but
thing
at the
is that,
time,
but there are people
but Becky, at the time, we
everywhere.
didn't have the capabilities that we have today. We didn't have the F-35s. We didn't have the Iron Beam.
Okay,
We
so
didn't have
this
the
is not
Iron
an
Dome.
excuse.
We didn't
So
have
you
the
agree
rockets.
with me, right? That it's not a moral thing to do to let these people perish.
No, I don't think that we
So
should.
so here is my idea.
But how
Here
are you
is
gonna
my
help them?
idea.
How are you gonna help
So
them if
for
you're gonna be
example,
dead,
because
Rebecca? How?
so we're not gonna be dead.
Okay,
So we
okay.
just have one person doing media, one
Mm-hmm.
person, right? And use the goys, use goys.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of the Jews, well, I
Mm-hmm.
mean Israelis, because the Jews in outside of Israel are
Mm-hmm.
kind of broken. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a different issue.
Different issue.
We're not
Okay.
gonna talk.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Israelis.
Israelis. Mhm.
Okay, okay. They do the business. I
Mhm.
mean, like the supply chains. Okay,
Mhm.
and sometimes like advice.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. So, for example, good advice, for example, because we are cyber people,
Mhm.
right? So, one example of media that we can create is how to delete PDF files
Mhm.
without anyone tracing back that the PDF file
Mhm.
was ever in existence.
Okay. I like that.
Right? Tips like video,
Delete
how
them.
to delete PDF files,
Mhm.
and so that the authorities.
Wait, have you read my post on Instagram? You haven't read it.
No.
You have. Okay, go into my Instagram right now.
Okay, wait.
No, we can't continue without you. We have to see it. Okay, you have to see it.
Okay,
Because
fine.
I think you misunderstood necessarily what I'm trying to
I'm
point
just
out.
when I'm saying that we need to use media differently, I mean that we need
No,
to
I'm not
build
I'm not talking about
tools
advocacy. I'm not even mentioning it. I think what we're doing
like
in
how
terms
to
of
delete
advocacy,
PDF files.
we can do that. What I'm saying is, and you should go.
And then our friends abroad, right?
Alright,
They're
how do we
like,
do
okay,
this?
well, you taught us how to delete PDF
Okay,
files.
okay.
We make sure that the local police
Wait,
PDF
first of all,
file person is
okay.
busy looking the other way.
How do I
We
do
smuggle
this? How
shit,
do I do this? How do
you know.
All right. We sorry guys, this is we I have to okay, right go to Instagram. Go to Instagram. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Where am I?
Here.
Yep. Okay. Go into my profile.
Okay.
Perfect. And the first yes.
This one.
All right. Read it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Wait,
I
can we
need to
screen
read?
it? Okay, can we show it to people?
Yeah, we can show it, but okay, let's. Okay.
Rebecca is an internal child.
I'm saying that there are a lot of tools we can give the diaspora
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that the diaspora can
Look,
help us.
look,
You know what
Mhm.
is my favorite?
What is your favorite?
Help me help you.
All right, for B to be able to help other people help themselves,
Yes.
we need to help ourselves also at the
Oh, yeah.
beginning.
Well, it's all in the same.
It works in the same. Yeah, I'm not. All right, look it up. All right, how can you add this?
Okay.
No, it's not my first interview, guys.
Just
It's my 10th zillion, I think, at this point.
okay.
I feel comfortable in front of the camera.
Right. So
I thought that was Mr. Beast commenting for a second.
Okay. You start reading.
All right. So what I wrote is that the world has problems. We have solutions.
Yeah. No. Ignore me.
Okay.
Ignore me.
We're not in the same room. We're not in the same room. Okay.
What? Of course not.
We're not.
Why
So
would we
what
be
I
in the
said
same
is that the world has problems and we have solutions. What do I mean by that? Is that we don't have, and even if we don't have the solutions necessarily. Yeah. I told you, and then you're like arguing with me, and I'm like, dude, we're on the same.
It's ready. When I argue, it's how I say yes.
And I'm like, listen, when I'm not fighting with you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you how we can do this. All right, look it up.
No. Continue because I'm working on the.
Okay. Oh, I ran out of coffee. I need to bring myself some coffee later.
Okay, ignore the comments now. So they're not gonna.
All right. So what I basically wrote is that the world has problems and we have solutions. Okay. If there's anything that we're good at is finding solutions and making things work, even when people don't necessarily think that a road is possible. Why do I know this? Because the fact that both of us are living and breathing in a country in this country that was created after 1948, post World War II, post Holocaust, and post all the wars that are happening, War of Independence, and everything that is happening. When people said that it's impossible to make, to build a Jewish state and for Jews to have the right to self determination in their own ancestral homeland, and we did make it happen, or at least you guys made it happen, and here we are. So if there's any group of people that are capable of making the impossible happen, it has to be us. It must be us, right? So I put that pen to paper, not just only to talk about like what are the things that we can do, but I like actually doing them. And what does that mean in terms of like practicality on the ground? Okay, and I don't think it's showing necessarily.
No, I know. It's a transition mode.
Ah, it's a transition.
Okay, I told you to ignore me, didn't I?
All right.
You are
Okay. So there's a few sectors that I thought about that we can fix and we can maintain and we can start working upon right as of now. But the underlying understanding is this: that if we want also people to listen to us, and if we want also to have a louder voice in the global stage, and also if we want to make flip the leverage, right? That is seemingly everybody has a leverage on Israel except Israel that doesn't have a leverage on anyone. It doesn't matter which country it is. We need to think about how we can change our national strategy. And how we can stop, thinking that we need to defend ourselves in the terms of like we can't be active in the international scene, because if we do that, that will by itself invite adversary. That by itself will invite enemies to come and fight us, and we have to stay in our little bubble and just hope that everything is okay. And this is something that I'm not
sorry, ignore me. I said ignore me.
very possible to ignore.
I know it's impossible to ignore me, but just ignore me. So I'm asking. Okay.
All right. And let me see if I can you click on the next slide?
One moment.
All right.
Momento, por favor.
Un momento.
You want another one?
Yes.
Actually, okay. So that's you read that part?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Beautiful.
Perfect. And the first thing that I thought that we should focus on is first and foremost is education. I think what our Ministry of Education is the third most heavily funded in the state and the country, right? I think it's Defense, Ministry of Health, if I'm not mistaken, and then it's like the Ministry of Education. Like for example, I was at a school in Central Israel a couple of when was it? I think a week ago, and then I learned that the kids who are 12, 13 at school learn about cybersecurity, AI modeling, software engineering, and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Why can't we make sure that all of this is happening across all of Israel? Like, there's no reason why a kid in Segev Shalom, for example, in my hometown, a Bedouin community in the south, if you guys know about it, shouldn't learn about it, shouldn't hear about it. In the first stage is education. Invest aggressively from earliest age in cybersecurity, AI modeling, software engineering, bioengineering, robotics, sustainable energy, all of the good stuff, okay? Because eventually these children will emerge not only as...
You're telling the guys to do that?
No, I'm telling us. But I wrote it in English because most of my followers speak English.
Okay. Wait 1 second.
All
Okay.
right.
Attract the world's biggest. Okay, no, the other way. Because I'm trying to understand. Okay, the
All right.
world that has problems.
True.
We have solutions. So the way we solve. Okay, so our solutions is to make ourselves greater and better and continue like.
Right. And to do that, we need...
And continue like showing off to the guys and be like, you see,
where
we are so much better.
Yeah, we're so much better because we have cool ticks. But you see, first stage is it's education, investing aggressively, let's say, in again, cybersecurity, STEM, modeling, software engineering, bioengineering, all of the tech and all of the science of the future. We have to do that, and because eventually the people who study it will learn it, will become adults, become soldiers in the front line.
Children become adults.
They get adults, become adults at some point when they reach 18.
When does it happen?
18. 18.
You sure?
I'm
Certain.
positive 18, right? Okay. And the second stage is retention, because I think there's no point of investing in education, investing in all of these, let's say, future science, tech industry, and all of that, if there is no possibility for people to stay, which means that they think or they see that it's much cheaper to just move to Italy
But
or to
isn't
move.
like the anti-Semites like pushing them out? Like, isn't it part of the?
They do. In some places
Okay,
they
so
do.
good.
It's
Hello.
but still, I want to give them incentives also to stay, right? I want to give them incentive to show that okay, you can work hard, you can study these kind of sciences, you can learn all of these tools, and you're gonna have the opportunities to produce and stay and get easy access relatively to capital in your own country instead of going abroad and building like another unicorn in the United
I
States.
love that, but where do we get all the funds?
All right, keep going and you'll see.
Okay, okay.
No, that's the
That's
other
the other
side, yeah.
way around.
All right. Another thing is to attract the world's biggest tech giants. All right, we
Yeah.
already have research institutions with.
But Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, and they all have. Okay, but they all have.
They design here. They don't manufacture here.
Oh, you want them to manufacture? But you know.
I also want them to manufacture here.
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I told you. I told you.
Yeah,
This is why you should listen.
By the way, there is there we have like in Kiryat Gat the manufacturing of silicon.
Right next to the nuclear site, with all the nuclear bombs that we don't have.
What?
In Kiryat Gat, we have like another mifal textile.
Another? I thought it was for research.
We don't have. I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. But okay,
It's in the south.
I'm confusing your ADHD right now. But we need to attract the world's biggest tech giants. I also want them to manufacture and produce or manufacture their operations here in Israel. Where exactly? Well, maybe in the vast Negev that is already like maybe what 50% of it is empty.
Listen. You know what's my problem?
What's your problem?
You see, this is the problem I have right now. Look, see, so you are an Arab,
right?
You are supposed to be like Allah Akbar, where are the blonde?
Wait. Let me finish.
No, I'm just saying, like, and now it's like, and then it's like, the problem is like the people like watch it, and it's like, okay, this is the Israeli Arabs. And he can talk, like not just Allah Akbar, and it's like, and then it's like you look, and it's like, must be magic, must be something weird.
Oh, it's wizardry.
It's like something is not legit, right? They're hiding something. I would be suspicious. Not that because I'm racist, but because it's like the same with women.
I'm not a woman.
I know, but I am.
True.
When I get to like talk to people of the nations, the guys, like, and a lot of times, like, they don't listen to women like at all when women speak. That's like one of the biggest like shockers I had with Western society is that they're a lot more misogynistic than Israelis. Don't you think?
Well, I lost my train of thought at this point because I was looking at the screen.
No, but then when I ask them about it, they say, "Well, you're an Israeli, so it doesn't count." So it's like they're a woman, and then there's Israeli or Jewish woman. It's like there are Arabs, and then there is Israeli Arabs. So
what do you think that just because of where I come from, people will not necessarily listen to this? To my
No. I think it just makes the gap or the feeling that there is such a big difference, and there is so much like, how do we even get to this point, right, where it's such a high level when I don't like when they I don't know how to say it nicely.
You can say it however you want. I don't know exactly how YouTube will respond to it, but
it's not why YouTube. I'm just saying, like, the truth of the matter is that they created a culture where, for example, women are not supposed, like, expected to say anything smart, and they don't, and they act accordingly. And suddenly, like, you have like an Arab and a woman sitting and be like, okay, let's just like have like this high level presentation that you created, and it's funny that I'm pointing that out, but I feel it makes it feel like even more out of reach when there's such a difference in even the consensus of, okay, if that's the worst of them in their mind, not ours, right? It's subconscious. Like I think sometimes like this gap like is overwhelming all by itself.
I think it might be.
Like, it's I don't want to be a racist, but because it's cultural. And I think one of the greatest things that it proves it's cultural, which I'm trying to point out all the time, with like I'll you know what, I'll keep it gender based so it's easier, because I think gender is easier to understand, because I see it all the time in the comments. Like, like there are the women of the West, like, it's like there's this expectation that their minds would be broken, and like I heard it so many times by now. And then there is Israeli woman, as if like we don't like it's as if that there is biological difference between our, no, there isn't. There isn't. And it's like it's cultural, clearly. And it's a choice that you made to punish your woman for having a thought, or I don't know what they done. I don't know what they had done. But I think that the general underlying like feeling that it creates is overwhelmingness. And it's like, okay, here are the tools, you can do it. And they look at like what they think, okay, like what women are supposed to be like generating intellectually, like the expectation versus like, and it's like, I don't know how to explain it.
When I wrote this, I was thinking to myself that eventually, when it comes to what are the things that we need to do, in terms of like what are the things that I need to do, you need to do, the people here need to do, like our politicians, our leaders, all of that. What are the things that we need to do? This is what I wrote, taking into consideration the fact that, you know, I don't I don't have the luxury of waiting for somebody to come out and give us a solution. We don't have the luxury of somebody to come in and be the responsible adult and say, okay, guys, you fired up at each other, you fired up at each other, and that's it, and we just like, force you guys to come to the table and have some sort of peace agreement or some sort of anything, and everything is going to be sunshine and rainbows. And I always take into account the worst case scenario. Okay. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm Israeli and we lived here for most of my life, all of my life, and I've seen like, wars and terrorist attacks and all of that happening. But seems to me that the worst case scenario is pretty much, right there on our doorstep. Maybe not this year, maybe we're not gonna feel it next year, but it's gonna be there in the next 5, 8, 10, right? And again, it goes back to like, what are we as Israelis can do? What are we as Israelis can do to make sure that when things are happening, we can be prepared for that, and not only that, how we can create leverage, how we can build partnerships with allies and countries who are nearby us, and see, for example, the strength that we have, and see that, for example, the technology that we have, and the investment that we have in our educational system, the
Right.
tools.
But this is why I want the media part. Okay, let's finish yours. Let's finish yours.
Sure,
Let's do
sure,
it
sure, sure. Yeah.
properly.
Wait. So yeah, inviting
Okay,
them,
so
because I want.
infrastructure
Yep.
for
Yeah, yeah. Build the infrastructure, which means real
like
value.
like the add the tiny Taiwanese element to
I add. You
Israel.
know what? I want. Yes. You know what? Why not make semiconductors here?
Ex-
In the
I
in like, for
yeah.
example, we design one of the best AI chips in the world, together
Right.
with Nvidia and AMD and all of these companies.
Like more
Why?
chip, like more like, yeah.
Okay, if we are designing, why can't we just
I
manufacture
mean,
also
there is
here?
one, but like
But
there
one
is.
is not enough.
I agree.
One is not enough.
I agree. Okay.
All right. I think it's
Build the people, keep
that's
them
the
here.
other side.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. Manufacturing at home, owning the supply chain, which is exactly what we just talked about, which is semiconductors,
But
sensors,
batteries require
drones.
lithium. We don't have lithium in Israel.
Right. We can, again, we can't own all of the supply chain and everything, but we can, let's say, get 80% of it, 90% of it, something, which is better than the case that we have right now.
I think there is okay. So here's what I think, right?
Mm-hmm,
So one of the reasons like that Taiwan is considered critical is that if Taiwan is taken out, we have a real like supply chain issue worldwide with something that's the entire world.
Oh, so I think that if we make semiconductors here, then the CCP.
And by the way, we already are like even just with the way we are now. I think because this is one of the conversations that they started with. Okay, there's a Nvidia, Apple, and actually the United States government went to those companies and asked them how critical is the like design in Israel to stay there, and they told them that it's actually critical. And
So why stop at the design?
oh, right,
Manufacture
right.
home as
So
well.
exactly. So that's actually making that even more robust. Like even so, like the American government thought that, like how, like if we don't have the all those American companies in like with a hub in Israel, then obviously like the just like like it becomes less critical in that element geopolitically. And they went to Nvidia, they went to all those companies and asked them is it like, and they told them like actually like it's critical infrastructure for our companies to keep developing in Israel.
You see, so this is why I keep
and
saying.
and that is like that's why like so right, so and I agree because it's way more robust. People understand like hardware a lot better than software
Exactly.
in a sense that like
Exactly. So
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying. If we're already designing the best chips and already
And I
making that
think
possible,
just by having more of that work done here, it would become a critical manufacturing point, and that means that the world would have an interest to make sure that this hub is not getting destroyed. Is not because it's like okay, it's like running out of critical resource.
now you understand what I'm saying.
I see. I
Now you
see.
see the vision. Now
Right.
you see the vision. All
Right.
right. Now, same with defensive components. Like for example, we're already working on replacing. I know that the Iron Beam is not gonna necessarily replace the Iron Dome and the interceptors that we have. But you know what? I would like to have a small Iron Beam on my house. Okay. You know what? Why not to take down all of these crazy drones and stuff like that? Why not? So if we're gonna make these systems and also we're gonna sell them as well to make money and to do all.
I'm just thinking like you're so much on the side. Yeah.
All right. Also cooperate with countries like Taiwan and Korea, for example, right? Like if they're already making smart AI, I think they make 90%, give or take, of all the AI chips in the world, around 90% in Taiwan. Like there's no reason why we can't cooperate and like have research, like joint research initiatives, joint programs initiatives, joint
What we can
manufacturers.
do?
What?
We can like make sure that we have like a secure supply system between Taiwan and Korea, and be like guys, here's the thing, right? Let's have that. Let's like have this robust supply chain, and here is the great motivation. If needed, we're gonna give you a nuke.
A nuke? Oh God, no.
We're like Taiwan, you know.
No. We're trying to de-escalate. I'm not trying to hand out free
No,
nukes.
it's I mean
Free
it's
nukes?
for no free nukes. It's like okay, let's say China attacks and it's like Taiwan, like if you want a nuke, like like just an option,
You know what that
to make
sounds
the
like?
like
That
the
sounds like
supply chain robust.
that sounds like a defense pact. That sounds like a defense pact.
Or we do it the Middle Eastern way.
We do it
Under
the
the table.
we can try that. We can try that.
I'm here as a
Oh
caretaker.
yeah, mini iron domes for every home. 100%. I would like a mini iron dome on every home. I think that would be cool as hell. All right. Semiconductors, sensors, all of the cool stuff that we know how to make.
Oh my
Manufacture it here, baby. Manufacture it here. There's no like reason why we can't do that, and we can. Right. Move to the next slide.
Okay. Export defense, charge premium.
Yes.
Iron God knows what.
Iron so it's again, it's like we already know like we're making one of the best defensive technology, mostly defensive technology in the world, right? Top exporter in the top 10, I believe. I think there was times we were ninth and eighth or fifth or whatever. And I think we need to improve that. We need to aim to be better in that position.
I'm pretty sure we are this year.
We are. I think what we sold 21
No, I
billion or
think we
something.
like jumped
Like-
like crazy.
Perfect.
If-
I want more. I want us to. I want to see like that number like increasing more and more and more. Okay.
Okay.
And I think that we need also to target like markets
Exactly.
in certain countries that we
But
have
for
good
for
relations
the
with.
record, right? Like you know, all those countries that need it for defense, it's not because Israel orchestrated for those countries to get the tax so that they would sell.
Yeah. For the record, yeah, we're not doing.
For
we're
the
not doing.
because like honestly, like we'd rather focus on this area here, you know, like the Islamic conductors and
Right. Right.
but like since nobody took that part, like you know, nobody had to manufacture these things, so we decided to do it. It's not like
that. This is why I wrote it as multi-complex layer and not just one layer.
but here's the thing, I don't understand. You understand like how that the complexity of the how do I say it? Some brains, like in general, we're not saying anything specific on anyone. They have a complexity layer of 2.
Okay.
Which means, right, that that for example, so the depth of the complexity, okay, is that they look at this and they finish with defense components, right? Now, what do and so they remember defense components, and because they need to now remember like even more like the more complex.
The iron God knows what comes in it.
So what happens is that they have a collapse of facts, and now instead of that being different categories of one is for computers and one is defense component, it collapses into, well, you know, defense needs like semiconductors as well, right? So in their mind, it's like, okay, so it's all military, right? So it's wrong. I'm just trying to explain like what we're dealing with.
All right, makes sense.
So it's not because they're evil. It's just because it's like their mind. They're like the like, you know, it's the depth of 2 and branching maximum 2. So it something has to collapse into 1, and so when the projection happens, it turns into, okay, there is a choice of industry. Do you keep in mind the computer aspect or the military aspect? And it's like they would choose the military aspect because, like, of course, you know, bias, and plus like the next it talks about military, so now it's that's where we're
And
at.
so people think that people might think that I'm only talking about military and defense, and that's
So let me explain, like, so if we finish here, for example, we give it to the average
Joe.
Yes. What they're gonna remember is that, okay, Israel is basically decided to build a system where everybody is dependent on their military industry. So of course, to make sure they have buyers, they also make sure they're gonna be conflicts everywhere. I'm just teaching you. I'm not saying you need to change.
I think
I'm not saying that you need to change anything. I think you are perfect as you are. I think it's perfect. I'm just explaining the mental the kind of
the mental gymnastics that are happening behind the scenes.
It's not gymnastics. I think they're genuinely retarded. At some point you just need to believe them, you know. At some point it's like, okay, what if genuinely the you know, the RAM and the memory and like, not like what made not in Israel.
What I'm saying is, okay, I'm not even messing with the RAM capacity that some people
Like,
might have.
we
okay?
don't want to say
Okay,
like
I listen. I barely have like 2 kilobytes of RAM in my brain working nonstop. So okay, but I agree. I don't think people necessarily needs to
Right.
think just on military. I think the solution to our problem and the fact that our problem is complex, it needs to be a complex solution, multi-layered solution. Eventually,
Right, right,
it
right.
eventually people.
But only we understand, you know.
I'm talking about between
Okay.
us, between us,
Okay.
not the goyim necessarily. Yes,
No, no, no. But it came from an Arab.
it came from me. Okay,
Okay, I'm
if
gonna
you
do the American thing.
if you're gonna hunt anybody down, it
Yes,
should be me. It should be
hunt
me.
the black Arabs.
Oh, and not one
No,
more
you know
thing.
what?
What?
I hunt the black Arab Muslims. It's too specific. I say, since
Hunt
they
me.
have very low complexity, like choose one of them.
Choose one. It's one. Because if they're gonna start attacking all my identities, oh my god, they're gonna have a very serious complex.
Anyway,
in my head.
anyway,
All right,
yeah.
all right. Okay, so what we said about
You know what they're gonna choose?
what?
They're gonna choose the one identity we didn't mention.
Which one?
You're a man.
Oh, that. Actually, yeah, that's the only thing I didn't mention. I thought it was obvious because of the beard.
Or that you're an Israeli. We're gonna choose like the.
I think I needs to. What can I wear to make myself look Israeli? Like, should I? Wait. Okay, so
Why
this
you
is
look
the.
Israeli?
I don't look Israeli.
When you
How
start
Israeli looks
speaking,
like?
the thing is like when you start talking,
You think that I sound like an Israeli? You got Chad. Do you think I sound like an Israeli?
Anyway, so we understand. So you guys, so yeah, I mean there is a reason why like the software and hardware planning is critical for global companies to have a hub in Israel, so that they can have the best like components that can hold complexities sold to the nations. The problem is it might not just be like the computer components. You know what I'm saying here?
No, I agree. I don't think it's necessarily just that. But
another option is like maybe expand Israel, and then we're gonna have more people manufactured in Israel, and maybe that's why people, in general, more complexity.
I'll tell you what is it that you can't boycott? What is it that no one can boycott right now? Wait. What is it? No one can boycott. As much as people scream BDS movement, all of that, they can't boycott the chips that they have in their phones because they still need to tweet
they can
from
be
the.
iMesh or something.
No, they can't. Even if because it would be too inconvenient.
It's
to do
like
that.
you saw that the Spaniards, they have like a satire like TV program like Eretz Nadat, and they made a video about what is Sanchez, and you know how he attacks Israel and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they had like an inner meeting in the Spanish government where they start talking about, okay, maybe we will deal with Spanish problems today, the problems and no, let's talk about more about how we can boycott Israel. And then they started listing all the things that how they can screw Israel. And then somebody pointed out that Pegasus, the spying software
malware, I think. Was it malware?
No, it's not software.
Software. Okay.
It's used by intelligence agencies to like.
They still use it. I think it was blacklisted, wasn't it?
They just changed names. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, but they named it in the Spanish show. They said, okay, that's also Israeli, so should we like phase out of it? And then the Sanchez was going like, no, Pegasus we need.
Facebook we need.
Pegasus we need. We need to spy on our citizens.
No, we're not saying this,
amazing.
chat. We're not saying this to say let's create problems and create Tamer. I hear
No, what?
No, what I'm saying is that I don't want people.
And we have only been talking about software and hardware
Yeah,
programs
yeah.
and like how to tips on how to delete the PDF files that
Oh, speaking about outsourcing, not outsourcing, but actually, making
exporting and importing, it was all
No,
like
no, no. For
how to
example,
export
yeah,
PDF files, how to
and find them.
I
But
mean,
I was talking
you don't
about
want to export or
necessarily.
import them, but like necessarily.
Yeah,
But
no.
some things you do.
some things.
Some others.
But if you look at speaking of like services, what are the things that we're good at? We know how to do like cybersecurity, intelligence gathering, all that stuff that we know really, really good how to do. Why? Because we need to, because if we're not good at it, then we will practically disappear from this nice corner that we have. So yeah, I thought also about intelligence, about how we can. It's I think a lot of people are not gonna like this word, but commercialize from that, and also how can we use that to the benefit, and to bring clear strategic economic value to the people inside this country, right? And also, I think we need to have more eyes in space. I don't think that we
But
have
I'll tell
enough.
you, like in the end, I'll tell you what really happens.
Tell me. Yeah, sure.
You want now? You
No,
want
no,
the
no.
brutal truth now?
No, because then I will lose focus.
Okay.
I think also creating cyber defense systems, training teams, and stuff like that, analytical services, all of these companies will be in the private sector, not necessarily, but together with the private and the public sector. Both of these combinations, I think we need, and we need to have them. And it's like we make ourselves valuable, to every other intelligence agency that operates, in the Western Hemisphere, even more than what we are right now, even more when it comes to intelligence sharing, cooperation. But we also need to like see how we, as private people and private companies, how can we also have our footing in the door so that we can, commercialize from that, bring more investments in, also get taxed so that all the other fun adventures that we need to do, like we can find money to do that. Energy and infrastructure. You're not gonna believe it, but I think we need a nuclear energy site in Israel. I know a lot of people are not gonna like it because nuclear energy is not. Rebecca, I like you, but you're not able to have a conversation. You got to write down GPU farms nuclear energy.
What?
Wait, what? Oh, I was just about to talk about nuclear energy. That's funny. But I think that one of the things that we need to, start working on and building is our nuclear energy, especially giving.
What do you mean I'm not able to have a conversation? This is you just trying to force your culture.
But I think we do. I think we do need to have at least one or two, in one of those nuclear factories, to produce energy. Mostly because, well, we can't wait in terms of, like, for example, you know what happened in when was it? Was it in the 70s during ملحمة Yom Kippur, the Yom Kippur War, when the Saudi government placed energy embargo, I think, and all of a sudden, like, energy prices around the world sorted extremely high. I think in case of which we need to protect ourselves, that is a possibility. In which, like, for example, hey, look, the Iranian regime closed the Strait of Hormuz, and all of a sudden, all of us are paying much more for the energy that we use because we have much less supply. And I think at home we need to start talking about energy resilience, from solar panels in the Israeli Negev, for example, which is really cool. We have so much sun that we need to find a way to utilize that and do something with it. And also clean nuclear energy. I think that is a possibility. That is something that we need to do. Again, to have that resilience and to have that independence, to an extent. And money. Fixed share of defense export, technology royalties, natural resources revenue. I think that needs to flow into a sovereign national investment fund, right? Financing education, research, manufacturing, and all of these things. A lot, again, people ask, like, how are we going to pay for this? How are we going to pay for this? And I think this is one of the ways to really pay for all of this, right? And I think that's the next one, is the last one. Oh yeah. And how do we pay for it? Multiple stream revenues. Like, I honestly don't think that we can just focus on one, because we're not the Qatari government. We don't have the largest oil and gas fields right next to our shore. So we need to have like a multi-complex revenue strategy to make sure that we still have the money coming and flowing so that we can fund all of these kind of things, from natural resources. Like right now, I think, have you seen it on the news that they're looking for another gas field? I believe next to yeah, looking for another gas field. I think we need to keep searching. We need to keep looking. Licensing and royalties.
Speaking of money,
Speaking of money.
some like Nidash said space mining for resources. But actually,
space mining? I haven't thought about space mining.
now here's the thing. If we do space mining, right?
Solar panel, you need
Well, I
solar,
just know a guy that has $1 trillion. That if we convince together today, Israel, if anyone can do space mining, it's Israelis.
If anybody
we might, I don't know, get $1 trillion investment.
If anybody got Elon Musk on speed dial, this is the time. This is
My
the
friends
opportunity.
got it.
I wish I can call him.
I don't think like just because you can call someone doesn't mean anything.
It does mean why you have access.
Yeah.
You have access. The way that you use that access, it's a different thing.
Yeah, can't even make my brother do anything. Anyway, okay.
Yes,
continue.
medical emergency experts, water and agriculture. Like for example, we keep talking about how we have the best, not the best, but like we have advanced water filtration system and desalination, in irrigation, desert agriculture, all of this. It's very important. And I think we need to create more of these companies and incentivize more of these companies to find solutions. And yeah, government and equity dividends. Oh, another thing is like we need to reform wasteful exemptions. Like for example, useless subsidies that we have for things that I honestly don't know like where the money is going and for what. Yeah, we need to efficientize as much as we can. I don't know, efficientize is a word? No, it's not. Okay. And this is my favorite part, which is to seize blood money, which is to seize all the money that
This is the most important.
This is the most important, right? Okay, so which is to seize, legally speaking, all of the money of the terrorist organizations that we already know that they are listed, they are designated terrorist organizations, they are already operating to basically finish us all off. Hamas, Hezbollah, the IRGC, the Houthis, all of them are listed under in some places that they're not, but at least when it comes to us, they are listed. And guess what? They have financial assets, they have money that is going inside the banking systems, okay, different shell companies that are working behind the scene to make sure that they keep the money going in. There's no reason whatsoever, right, that they have these billions. There's no reason whatsoever that they're gonna have these millions in all of that money. Okay, how about we take it?
Okay, can I give you like bad news and good news?
I wanna receive the bad news first. Come
okay,
on,
bad first. Okay.
All right, hit me.
So there is something called a POC.
All right.
I don't know. I was wondering if you can read it.
Yeah,
people can read it. POC. Okay, proof of concept. Why is it important?
Why is it important?
So there is a couple of POCs I want to point out. One is jihad, and the other one is Nazi Germany. And I'm gonna say that story, and you think, oh, why is it related? Why is it important? Here is the proof of concept that they did. Jihad, right, or Hamas, anything. Is it worth ruining Gaza to kill Jews?
For Hamas?
For jihad.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, 100%. Agree. POC, proof of concept. Nazi Germany. So I'm gonna tell you a story because people think Westerners are not jihadists. In the end of the war, Nazi Germany, they had trains, right? Resource. Let's say one train. Now, options. Use train, win war.
Use trains and instead
kill Jews. Two options, two good options. Which one do they choose?
Oh, they opted to kill more Jews.
Of course, of course. So what do we learn?
What did we learn?
So the proof of concept. Kill Jews.
Is more important than?
Jews. But greater, significantly greater than? How do I say it? Good life or life. Anything, whatever, anything, anything. Okay. Why is importante? Okay, because here's the thing. So, what actually happens, and it's also our agreement today, the U.S. contracts that we have, is that you believe that okay, Israel does all that, and then we do trade, and people understand that like that Israel is important and stuff like that. Okay, but what does this POC prove?
What does it prove?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That people, our organizations that we're fighting will prioritize killing Jews over making their lives better.
Exactly. So,
I'm saying take the money that they use or they're gonna use to pay for their fighters or
so
to pay
here
for.
is another thing
Take
to
it, take it. It's
important.
yours. Take it.
Money is nothing. Money is just paper, or it's a number on
What
a
do you
screen.
mean it's nothing?
It means
Take
that
there's no reason. There's no reason whatsoever that the leaders. Well, hear me out. There's no reason whatsoever that the leaders of Hamas need to have like $11 billion in banks and assets. There is no reason whatsoever. Take it.
right. You're right.
Take it.
You're right.
It doesn't
You are
mean
correct.
wait. It doesn't mean that it's gonna change their mind and they're gonna want to kill
You are
Jews less
correct.
or more.
Yeah.
It's still there.
You
It's
are
still there. But the money that they can use to do all of these not so nice things, I say we can take it.
let me explain.
All
Okay,
right,
so
I'll let
this
you
is how
cook.
they
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So there is a bank in Switzerland. This is a bank worker, and there is a screen. Okay, and it says a million belongs to you. Okay, now they can fix it. Now, because it's just a number that on screen. Okay, let me explain how they fix it. Now you might think, okay, now they need to go change the system. What they do is they take a pen and they write physically on the screen belong to Hamas. Right? With a pen on the screen. Now the screen says this money belongs to Hamas. That's it. That's how they operate. Okay. Why is important? Why is this proof of concept important?
Why?
Because the reason that Israel is not getting fair trade, even though it does all those things, is because as Mr. J.D. Vance clearly said, America is its only friend, and they are so close to going against Israel. So when America does this flip, as we've seen J.D. Vance, that was willing to be spat on by the Iranians and paid on by the Pakistanis and shat on by the Qataris, is that for the greater cause of screwing Israel, the whole world, they're willing to enjoy all those things. So J.D. Vance, to screw Israel, to go for the ability to tell the Israelis shut the fuck up, he would be pissed on, spat on, and shat on by, and enjoy it, because that's the proof of concept. Okay, anything. Because for the life of for killing Jews, anything is a good sacrifice. You enjoy it because this is the greatest pleasure one can get. So I love your thinking, but actually, what I'm saying is the reason we don't get fair trade is because, well, give it to us 50% or price, or we nuke you because you're Jews. You see, and then you say, yeah, but it hurts you. It doesn't make sense. You're gonna like if you nuke us, then you're gonna hurt your supply chain. They point to the POC, right? And they show a video of J.D. Vance getting shit on, peed on, and spat on, and while smiling and saying, "I'm willing to do this just to screw you, Israel." Okay. You see, so the POC is very convincing. Now you might not have been convinced, but I I don't want to minimize the.
I think that I understand what you're saying when it comes to, because eventually it is true to all of these.
I can't wait for JD Vance to come hunt me down.
Jesus. What I was about to say is that I think money laundering. Yeah, they do a lot of money laundering. They do a lot of money laundering, right? Crypto scams, shady money transactions, all of that to fund their money. All of that to fund their jihad and their unholy war. I say that we can have the capabilities to track, or if we don't have them, we can build them.
Right.
To track all of that money.
Okay, but can you fight against a person that uses a marker to write on the screen to fix it?
Fight what?
So I wasn't joking. Okay, so let's say the bank says, right, the screen says, okay, money is Israeli. Okay, the guys, what they will do, they'll be like, but they'll be like, okay, so there.
So how about this?
They
steal
will
it, all right? Steal it, lawfully take it, lawfully, legally. Sorry,
right.
legally take
Legally
it. Okay,
take it.
Like how is stealing from terrorist organizations considered stealing?
Yes, because it's against Israel.
Okay, so we're doing it legally. We're seizing the funds that
No,
we
no.
already knew.
I have a suggestion.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Okay.
Instead of it being stored in international banks or like in any other place that can be easily changed and say, oh, okay, this
Change
is
or just
yeah,
write
yeah,
on
yeah.
the-
Bring it all of it back to Israel. Bring all of it back home. Buy gold with it. Buy silver with it. Buy
Right.
assets that don't depreciate with time. Like for example,
And
regardless, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, gold would
but
still
that
be
would
valuable.
be a casus belli, and then they would get
But
me.
then it's gonna be here at Israel. No one gonna what they're gonna do like in Swiss banks. Even if they change the name of from whatever the bank name or like the account, it's like the assets are here, the gold is here,
see,
the money
I
is
see,
here,
I
all
see.
of it is here,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And then we can take it's like putting it in
I
your
have a
pocket.
suggestion.
All right,
I have
shoot,
a
shoot.
suggestion.
It's funny talking
Okay.
about stealing money from terrorist organizations.
Yes. So what we do
Mm-hmm.
is that the screen shows money belongs to Hamas,
Mm-hmm.
but actually money not belongs to Hamas.
It's like, where's the money?
More. We build charity programs to donate to Gaza.
Instead of it going directly to Hamas's pocket, it goes like
On screen, on papers, everything goes to jihad.
Everything goes to it,
Yes.
but all of it goes to fund the war against jihad. That's smart, that actually is smart. But so maybe we can disrupt
This
the
is
supply
why
chain.
I say you either read the Quran and you're an idiot Muslim, or you read the
So I
Quran
say-
and you become Muhammad and understand how shit
so
works.
I say we stand in the middle, right?
Okay,
right in the middle, right
Okay.
there, okay? And we say, okay, you know what? The money that you guys were supposed to send to jihad and to fund wars is not going there. It's going to help, fund all of these nice things that we have. Build the factories in
No. Remember the POC?
I remember the POC.
Okay, so there is nothing better than funding.
It doesn't
jihad.
matter because regardless, if they don't have money and they don't have the capability to
They
build,
they sacrifice their own daughters.
I know, and to be prepared for that, we need to build our own capabilities, and to need to be able to do that, we need funds and we need money. That is
Or-
just one source of money. Or
Okay, ejemplo. Okay, so like I said, okay, so in every society
Mhm,
there is a few people
mhm,
that aren't convinced,
mhm,
right? So you tell them it's very good to sacrifice your firstborn to God,
mhm,
and they say we don't like it. No,
mhm,
we don't like it. Yes,
mhm,
every society has that. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now we need to find these people and give them tools, and of course, like how to become a Muhammadan,
Mhm.
right? How to conquer, and then they conquer the land, and they take over, right?
Mhm.
And then they have things like, which is like a subversion from, so the Magna Carta,
Mhm.
Magna Carta, and the American Constitution, like the Bill of Rights, more
Mhm.
specifically, of rights. Those are all, and basically a lot of other. So
Mhm.
these are products of Jewish subversion. Okay, so this is how we took over Britain,
Mhm.
and this is how we took over America, right? So
Yeah, this is what they argue.
what argue? They say it.
Yeah, exactly. This is what they say. This is what they argue. They say it.
No,
This is what you accuse the Jews of doing.
No, it's true.
To what extent?
100%.
How does it convince me?
Okay, first of all, like a lot of the American thing was funded by a Jew.
Mhm.
Funded by Jew, okay?
Mhm.
By Jew. The way that the American structures.
Mhm.
So John Adams and what's the other guy? Anyway, they based the Republican idea like on the Bible,
Mhm.
on the Deuteronomy,
Mhm.
okay? Which is if you
And
don't-
also from watching the French Revolution.
no,
No, from watching and learning from the French Revolution.
doing the opposite.
Doing exactly the opposite.
Exactly.
Yes. Mhm.
But to do so, but in general to know what to do, it's not just the negative, it's also the positive.
Mhm.
So they did it with the Bible,
Mhm.
and in fact they have writings where they literally said that they see Jews as being critical to the foundation of America, because it is the new Israel. Magna Carta was also framed as the new Israel. So Magna Britain and America. And the Magna Carta was also written according, like, with the principles of Deuteronomy, and the people who written it, like, wrote extensively how they're copying the societal, like, understanding of the Jews. And basically they just like outright said it. Okay. Now, whether the Jews themselves deserve human rights after they subverted, that's like a question, right? But in reality, the truth is also true for Muslims. Muslims subverted a lot of, like the Turks accepted the Quran and then killed Arabs in mass, right? Like a lot of
they fought against Arab independence in World War One.
I mean, if it was like they killed Arabs in mass. Like, and so they took the Quran. They were like, okay, we know stupid. We Muhammadans, and but that was also a cultural subversion at the same time, because long term they become more and more Arabized and more like, So it's an interesting thing, but we did do that with Britain and we did do that with America before. So we took over those places. And there was a reason why they acted differently and fought against the Nazis in the end. Okay, so we used those as our, like, subversion and stuff like that. And it's like it's fun to say, but like Jews did it very, very deliberately in more ways than, like, I feel like I should share, because there are elements that are a bit more, like, because they did cultural adaptations that for the local culture, while laughing behind the scenes for, like, why do they think it makes sense, but fine, just like you said, like, I'm an Arab. I'm sorry, it's not like I have any problems with, like, I'm just, what I'm saying.
How does that relate to stealing money from taking money from terrorist organizations that we already know that's going to be used to kill us?
Oh, easy. So the thing is, right? So the thing is that there is one very important fix that a lot of people in the Bible that a lot of people overlook, especially since I don't know who was smart enough to do it. They, when translating the Hebrew Bible, they dropped the fix, and that is in the 10 Commandments. The first version said, "Do not bear false testimony." The second version, which in many, like from what I saw, was translated to "Do not bear false testimony," doesn't say it. What does it actually say?
What? Do not lie?
No. Do not bear a testimony in vain. Which is different. And I explain how is it different. And you see that because, like, the second version of the 10 Commandments is after you had some life experience. So let's say you live in an area where people throw gays off the rooftop. Ejemplo, right? And you have a friend who you know that only does it consensually with other adults. And somebody invites you to a trial to see if he needs to be thrown off the rooftop for being gay. So what is the difference between false testimony and no, don't give testimony in vain?
What's the difference?
Well, in vain means that, is it really necessary to give that testimony? Versus false testimony says, okay, don't lie. Those are different. So there was like a fix that said, I know in Judaism, like, we don't abrogate things, but it does give a nuance where it says, like, there is an understanding that sometimes that in vain is more important than the false. So if you say that yes, he's gay, this is the testimony in vain. What did he do for? Like, why?
I'm still waiting for the answer, because It doesn't matter.
So,
Hear me out.
so now,
They can believe
ejemplo, right?
they can
Exactly. No.
believe they can believe
So, why
whatever they
did I
want.
give you all that?
Okay.
So, if somebody comes to you and you say, "Where does the money come to go to?" You say jihad.
I understand.
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
is that instead of doing all of that scriptic dance, to take that illegal blood money, I think we already have tools and we already have systems and we already have infrastructure. If we don't have that, we can build it to make sure that we do that efficiently, legally, by all legal means standards. And it's like, well, these terrorist organizations are designated. They operate to kill, Jews, Israelis. They say that in their
But
manifesto
I don't understand,
time and time
like,
again.
what makes you sure that, like by your logic, if we
I'm
turn
not saying
ourselves into,
no, no,
and
no.
we
I'm
don't,
not.
I'm
not
trying to
saying. I'm not
convince you
saying.
we need to continue talking to the world so that that kind of
I,
thinking would
I
still
don't
be the
I
logic.
don't think people, I don't think there's anybody listening. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that on the other side, and I'm talking about leadership wise position. I'm not talking about like the average Joe, the person, that me and you goes to the blue collar work. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like
Why cannot
decision makers.
can't
Decision makers are not
you know
listening.
what my favorite
Wait,
mistranslation of the
wait,
Quran
listen,
is?
listen. Let me finish. So decision makers.
People are getting angry. They never heard. I think they never heard Israelis have like
Yeah.
the like this is how Israelis communicate when they talk. Like that's how culturally we communicate. Like when we have a conversation, and people are like, "Oh, why do you like? Why are you cutting him off?" Because like
It's like this
this
is how,
is Israel.
this is how we converse. It's
Yeah.
okay, guys. That's fine. All right. So what I'm saying
And
is
maybe people don't need to see like a genuine conversation. Maybe
between two
people just
Israelis.
want to see interviews and stuff like that.
Oh, we can do that.
But I think it's hard because we're such in a friendship.
It's very difficult for people also to understand.
Yeah.
But
But also like the structure of this.
yeah,
like,
it's very informal. It's not. I'm not used to having informals, and mostly it's like sitting and I'm like.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to sit like this,
like this.
But in reality, like for the record, okay, this is like wait, no, wait, we need to choose the camera. Like we're here, okay.
It's here. It's it. Whoa,
Sorry,
wait,
sorry, sorry,
it's on
sorry.
camera. It's on camera. Jesus, people will think that I'm being assaulted. Anyhow,
I got like twice called for like
what?
by a jar.
Crap, my God,
By a jar.
Oh my God. Oh, that sounds scary. I don't. All right. This is why I like to work from home. Okay, everybody saw that, right? This is why I like to work from home. So it's like
And I'm the same color as your shirt.
100%.
Just remembering how
100%.
embarrassing that was.
Rebecca, why are you concerned? Okay, why are you concerned with the fact that I'm telling you it doesn't matter? Okay, even if they want to kill you for whatever reason that they have in their
Right.
mind, the money that they're gonna have is they're gonna use it to do that. Okay, does that mean that they're gonna release that unspeakable, unholy, relieve themselves from this unspeakable, unholy desire to fight and kill Jews? Not necessarily, and we
Right.
know that. But why the hell not take away the means that for the means, the capabilities of them, so that make sure that their job is not easier and you can benefit from
No,
it.
I say take the money, but make the world believe that the Arabs still have the money.
Nah, 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 nah. I say go directly to the in between the line of like when the money is like sent it to receive. For example, how did we do the pager operation allegedly? There was like a shell company and a shell company and a shell company that sent like the thing. And like the guys in Hezbollah never suspected a thing because they thought that they were buying from a Taiwanese company that is buying from a Polish company that is buying from maybe a Nigerian prince somewhere. It's like it's like all of it was very complex and no one knew like what this and this and that. And like we have the legal means to do that, so we can do that also in terms of like if taking their money, taking away their financial means, taking away their financial assets, use that to the benefit of the people living here to protect ourselves and to protect us.
I think we agree.
Perfect.
I think we agree.
Take the blood money, clean it.
We just like use different words to describe the same mechanism, but we just
I'm like, take the money.
The bottom line is what we both agree.
I'm like, take the money. I'm like, take the money. If they're gonna use it to buy an RPG, take the money.
I just thought like it's like it sounds to me like you do want to do it like.
Somebody said, I want to take control of the entire Swift system. Oh my God. Well, let me just say that that's not the goal. I'm just saying take control of the terrorist regime SWIFT system. I think that's this is more efficient. Don't you think?
Not always.
I think it's more efficient.
Sometimes it's easier.
Why?
To
They
take
also
on-
buy from credit. They also use credit to buy things.
Yeah, but sometimes it's easier to like take over the entire thing and just like but only use it like
Yeah, but if
with
we
the
take over
filters.
the entire thing, then we can't argue that we don't control the financial system. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to focus on our little
What
sandbox.
like I don't understand why we should argue we don't control the financial systems.
We don't.
I'm pretty why? Like why should we argue that? I think we should be like I don't understand why we should play this game.
Mhm.
Yes, I agree. If it weren't for Jews, you still be monkeys in the jungle. Like what's the problem?
What are you arguing? What are you
Like
saying?
they say we control the system, finance system.
Mhm.
I say yes, but because it's because we built it, and if it wasn't for us, you'd be still monkeys in the jungle, but building like huts from mud because of not understanding how finance.
Yeah, that's not necessarily true.
I know, but it's an alternative, and they can choose which one.
Which one you pick? No, I
Which
think.
one? We either control and new monkeys.
Mhm.
Yes, together, package together. Very important to do branding.
Mhm.
Okay, if Jews control the finances, you are retarded.
Mhm.
Like it's very important to package it. It's like very important to package certain like elements, like the you know the stupider your car looks, the smaller you got. It's very important to connect things together, right? So the more like you think the okay, Jews control the media, the more you admit that guys are incapable of thinking, right? Like it comes together. So you choose either Jews don't control it, or you are a monkey. Two options. Two good options.
What do you think people will choose?
To be a monkey, because there was this POC. The POC is if you can shit on Jews, you'd rather be a monkey than a human.
All right, somebody said something important. Can I screen it? Wait, how can I do that? Oppa. The solution is not that simple. People have stored cash in bonds. That is true. That is true. I mean, I think one of the things that make tracking financial for those of you who studied risk analysis and fraud analysis, one of the things that make it very difficult to track financial transactions is like what happens when people have cash in their pocket, and like it's very difficult to track like physical assets and physical things that you can't see necessarily if you're looking from your phone, or if you're looking from your laptop, or if you're looking for these kind of transactions. That is true, but eventually, at some point, that money will still gonna find its way into the banking system, right? Because it's like, sure, you have that cash now, but let's say you wanna buy or buy a shipment of Chinese-made interceptors, okay, from Iran. How are you gonna to do that? You what? You're gonna send them like another shipment after shipment after shipment of physical money? Not necessarily. You're going to find ways to send that through banking systems, through online transactions, through all of that. Cut the line in the middle and take it. Right?
By the way, like somebody said, the world had an economic system with or without Jews. I want to say that the economic system that as we know is today, we need to thank the Persian first and then the Jews.
Oh.
So because there are a lot of things that the Jews had pioneered and made, like introduced, that made the Western economic system possible. And it's like if you trace it, you'd find that it was mostly Jews. But but before that, like the foundation is like I think Persians deserve a little credit, and there are others. But at some point, like all the old civilizations, like kind of fell apart, and the Jews were left alone in a world full of barbarians, and we're still in that kind of situation today.
Well, to make sure that we still survive tomorrow and still have a country tomorrow, we need to prepare ourselves, and to do that, I think we need to change some of the things in our own mindset. One of which is that we're not as weak as we think we are. We're not on our knees and begging the word for mercy. We are very capable. We have one of the most capable armies in the world. We have one of the most talented people in the world. We already know that. I mean, there's a reason why every time you open a journal, it's like another unicorn, another startup, another tech, something came out. Like we have tremendous amount of human capital here.
So are we controlling the world or not? You have to
No,
decide.
no. Are we controlling the world or not? No, I don't think
But
so.
okay, it's okay.
Mhm.
It's funny. But if you have a small group that controls something disproportionately,
Mhm.
it kinda, for the simple-minded,
I think the closest thing that we have.
cheap hardware and software manufacturing
Mhm.
areas in the world,
Mhm. Mhm.
too nuanced. You're expecting them to have too much nuance.
You think so?
I think so. I wish I was not. I wish I didn't.
That would be a problem. That would be a problem.
It's also we need to understand like it's sad.
It's very sad. I think we need to understand like.
But you saw it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, can you deny that it's not true? After talking to thousands of people,
What is not true?
like after you been in the United States talking to thousands,
Mhm.
is it not like
What, that people are influenced? That people think that we control things?
that they have very very simplistic framing that they can digest and nuance is beyond them?
Oh, I think that it does exist, not necessarily because I think that people are incapable of thinking, but it's more like because, well, the educational system is very different,
Whatever.
very
Okay, if
problematic.
we accept reality as is, I don't
Mhm.
say like the hardware is like malfunction. Like, wait 1 second. I don't know if like the it's the hardware that is like I don't think that it's
Mhm.
not that the hardware doesn't have, and clearly software it's interesting, because you get program from the outside and you say like they're shitty programmers
Mhm.
all over you. But if you take things as they are, right? Whether like without actually delving if it's a manufacturing problem, hardware problem, like where is like or the default software that is the like we don't have to go there.
Mhm.
The reality is that there is lack of ability to digest nuance, which means it's reality. It's just like like if like that's it. It's just because it could be fixed,
Mhm.
it doesn't mean it's not the situation. I think.
Mhm.
So like isn't that the impression you kind of got?
No, I think when I was in the US, it seems like, well, first of all, a lot of it has to do with the fact that the American educational system, in my opinion, for it seems is very heavily infiltrated from outside forces.
But that's
No,
like
no,
why?
yeah. But to understand the thing, you need to understand why it happened. And you need to
Okay,
understand
but that's the disease. But what is
right.
the
Right, and now when it comes to fixing it, or like when it comes to like how you can change that, or what you can do is
okay?
like,
But there is something to fix. Can we start with the
yeah, 100%. I think
Okay, so
100%.
let's start
And
with
this is
that.
and this is why.
Because you think too much, like you jump
No,
into
no,
the
no,
doctor's job.
no.
First comes the patient says, "Say I have a headache."
No,
Now it could be
but to
cancer,
fix
it could
something,
be
you need to
hormonal.
diagnose it.
I know, but first you need to say there is a headache.
There is a problem. You
Okay.
can diagnose
So
it. Now, if
it
you
describe the problem without the diagnosis.
Yeah.
I challenge you.
Okay, I think that there is a problem in U.S. educational system in which
No, just the problem, how it manifests.
okay,
You're an alien, you talk, you
Mhm.
say this group, you don't know why,
Mhm.
something went wrong in this black box.
All right, I think it's a simplistic linear line of thinking.
Okay, thank you.
Right, overly
Thank you.
simplistic linear line of thinking.
Okay.
What? It's either black or white,
Right.
oppressed or being oppressed, and all of that nonsense that we kept hearing all the time, although reality is much more complicated than that, right? That is a problem, especially when reality is complicated. Why? Because when we come and we talk, we have to make everything extremely simple, right? So that it can fit a specific narrative in a specific box or specific, way of saying things, right? Now that's a problem because the moment that you oversimplify things, you need to leave things behind. You need to take out different components. Why? Because to give you like the most vanilla version so that you can understand what we're talking about, or we can have like a common ground in which we can both argue and we can both have this conversation, right? Now, I think that's the problem,
Right.
and exists. Like I've saw it with
So
wait
it
wait
can.
wait
So
wait. Let me finish.
okay.
And I saw it with Harvard students who I talked to and just blatantly told me, yeah, I think America is a fascist country, and I'm like, dude, you don't know what a fascist country is,
Right.
right? And people told me like, yeah, I think America is a apparently racist country and this and that, and I'm like, I'm black. I've been here in America for the last 2 years. No one is hunting me. No one is doing this to me. No, it's like it doesn't mean that there are not issues, systematic issues, or like new or old problems that exist in the American society, that there is, but like what you're trying to point and paint, it's not that on reality. It doesn't mean that it's this is what is happening, right? If it's a fascist country, we wouldn't be able to sit
Okay.
and talk whether it's a fascist country or not, right?
And did it work
And I think that it does. I think it works, especially if, for example,
for 5 minutes?
no, it does work. I've seen people like change their mind, like actually think about the things that they say. Like for example, when we ask people, "Hey, do you think America is a fascist country?" Yeah, I think it is a fascist country, and people said that those kind of things. I'm like, okay, where would you like to live if you think that it's a fascist country? Oh, Europe, or like Canada, or any other place, or like Greece or whatever. Okay, if we give you an opportunity to leave right now and to move to some place that is not fascist, would you do that? No, I'm not gonna do that. Why? Because my parents are here, my family is here, because my job, my school. It's because the opportunities that I have here are it's not something that I can find outside.
Right.
Well, then it's not a fascist country, because if it was a fascist country, first of all, you wouldn't be able to leave necessarily. And B, you wouldn't be talking about with all of these things or all of these freedoms and all of the nice
And then
things
they
that you
agree
enjoy.
with you.
They do, because they start thinking.
And then if you ask them again, like 5 minutes later, do they remember what they learned?
They do. Some of them they do.
Some of
don't.
them, some don't.
Yeah, it's like you can't.
50-50.
Yeah, like look.
And that's only 10% of the population.
I don't think it's 10% of the population. I think it's more than that. But I think
Wait, so no.
Hmm?
Out of how many started with, how many did you get the perception, had the idea that is fascistic, that America is fascist?
Oh, when we did the filming in front of Harvard University, wow. I think we had 5 different people who sat down and got interviewed for like at least 15 minutes each, who argued why they think America is a fascist country. And overall, maybe like 2 who said that it's not a fascist country. But
Okay, so 50%.
but wait,
And then so 25% out of the because 50% agree with you at the moment, and 50% out of them
no, I
are
don't
gonna
think America is a
revert.
fascist country. I never said that. They don't need to agree
No,
with me.
of course.
With the statement. If
No,
they
I'm
agree with
saying
it, yeah.
how many thought America is a fascist country?
Oh, most of them.
Most, right?
Yeah.
And only 50% change their mind after
And only
arguing.
50% change.
But how many out of those who even believe it argued to begin with,
How
or
many of
would
them
argue?
would argue again after we talked about this?
No, before.
Retention rate?
Like
Before?
from the get-go, would sit and argue.
Out of the number, I'd say like at least 6 or 7 people who were
No,
interviewed.
in percentage. Do you
in percentage would argue?
Yeah, it's very important. We do math, okay?
I can't
So
quantify
let's
that.
say how many? 80%
Right.
stupid. Okay, like fascist. This is the starting. First question: How many would even open the conversation of whether or not it is fascist?
From the people that all of them.
All of them. You said all of them. No, but how many would avoid getting interviewed? Okay, so we have
how many of them would avoid getting interviewed?
Yeah.
Let's say from the people that we approached, between 10-15% would not want to be interviewed. They don't want to talk and engage in any kind of way. Like they tell us,
but most people would engage.
Most people would engage. Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep it 80. Engagement, right?
Right.
Engaged fascists.
That would be the term.
That's not just funny. This is how you subvert things. Okay, so fine. Okay, so you say, and then you argue. How many from those who you argued, you said half agreed with you. So 40%, right, are now
reform
left fascist.
reform fascists.
Okay.
They're not fascists, but
No, because there is the 20% that weren't in the beginning. So now we have 60% against and 40% believe, right? After you did the effort of engaging with them, which you are limited in the ability to do that. So I say your impact is minimal. So basically nothing. So no change in absolute numbers, but okay. So out of the fascists, how many of them would return to their previous thoughts after they agreed that America is not fascist?
How many of them would still think that America is a fascist country?
No, would say that America is not fascist, but then would go back to thinking it's fascist.
Yeah, it's like how many of them would argue otherwise? That like they say, told me at the moment, yeah, you know what, I don't think that it's a fascist country,
Right,
but
but
after that they changed.
yeah.
I can't tell you because I haven't talked to them after that.
I think it's about 50%.
You think it's about 50%?
Yes.
Let's say 50%.
Okay, so 50% of those.
Let's say what?
So that leaves you 20. Okay. Right. So now you have 60% left. And so because right, and so because you had 80% in the beginning, right? So basically, only 25% fixable. Fixable, right? With a lot of effort, like with flying a person all the way from the other side. Not good.
We can tell that the situation is not good, obviously, but it's like again,
what
are you gonna do?
Amnesa is not good.
But again, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But having said that, on that note, I think I would have to split. Would have to split, my dear friend, and would have to go.
Yes, I agree. It's time to wrap up.
It's time to wrap up. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody who joined us, right, and have this. I know that the people believe it's fascist. Well, it's an echo chamber. It is an echo, especially. I mean, for me, it was like especially difficult because like I was standing outside of Harvard University, and like you have all of these people who are very educated supposedly, and they sit and they tell you like, yeah, it's like America is a fascist country, and I'm like, yeah, what are you talking about? But I think that is a conversation for a different time. I do enjoy this very much, and I think we need to do that again the other time. But I think people should look. This is my Instagram account.
Go follow Tamer.
Yes, you guys can follow me and look at my plan and like what I think that could work possibly. And see what like people think about it. And actually, you can have your opinion. Yes. T Masudin, this is it. You can have your opinion. You can tell me what you think. If you think it's a good thing, if you think it's a bad thing. But me personally, I think that when it comes to like what the things that we can do, what are the things that we can do? I think these are some of the things. And yeah, let's do this again sometime.
Yes, 100%. Right. Okay, I'm gonna make that disappear. And
but how do you? Is it like the cue outside music?
No, it's okay. We're just gonna go. Good night. Okay, I'm so used to doing the lives at night. Okay,
at night? Oh my god, I couldn't.
Thank you for being